Hello, guys.
How you doing?
I think everyone's here. Oh, it's here.
Hello.
Hey, there you are, Tim.
Oh, hello. Can you hear me?
Brian, you're choppy already, man.
You guys are all really quiet.
We're quiet on your end?
Yeah.
Wait, I could turn mine up. I just don't want to blare everyone out.
Everyone sounds loud on my end.
Yeah, do you got a volume control, Brian, on like your headset or something?
Hang on, I'm looking for it.
I know, I got mine like on the right by my ear.
Yeah, I got it to max. It worked good. Oh, try now.
La 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 la.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I just needed to wiggle the jack a little.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Just need to wiggle it a little bit.
Just wiggle it a little bit.
I just needed to wiggle that jack a little. Oh, yeah.
First you take the jack, and then you wiggle it, then you out.
Theo! Eating the pudding.
Eat the pudding, boy.
Oh my God! I think I've ruined the Theo character forever.
Oh man.
Yeah, I hope I didn't ruin the Theo character forever.
All right.
No, it's not ruined. It's in fact, if anything, it has now been enhanced.
Oh, cool.
The lovely folks at home will now have the image of Bill Cosby yelling at Cyberpunk Theo to eat the pudding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like telling, if you find fans of Emily Dickinson and tell them that almost all of her poems can be sung to the tune of the Yellow Rose of Texas.
All right.
Because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me.
Let's see here. All right, so last time we blew up a cybernetic AI tumor thing.
When we last left our heroes,
Chompers, the alien Quay, gave birth to a little baby alien. Anel is pregnant by a Theo, who's not Cosby. And
well, Theo thinks it's Theo. But
dun dun dun.
How long's Esteban been on the show?
yes, thanks.
Oh boy!
Hey, we don't know what technology is capable of. It could be Sally.
That is true.
Sure. And I believe you guys are talking about heading out to the Quay ship. I think we kind of just stopped at the end there. So if we got some new people here. So if you want to arrange,
we were already on the Quay ship. I think.
Okay. So yeah. I think it was Bryce,
Sally, and Theo.
Sally. And the Doc is still in his little tent.
He's recovering still, yeah.
He's recovering, but we can bring him back if we need to. Esteban was hanging out, and I believe he was reworking the hydroponics bay. I think that's where we had him doing things, and he was making salads last time. Tim, I had offered that he might cook for the ship, so I don't know how you want to handle that. Are you there, Tim?
Oh, sorry, I had my thing muted. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, he can cook.
Well, it was more like we were just trying to add fresh vegetables to our diet.
Well, he actually knows what they are in the hydroponics bay.
Yeah, we have no idea.
Yeah, it's just all green and various colors, you guess. It doesn't come in tubes, so that's good.
Yeah.
That's all you know.
Red means stop, so we weren't eating the tomatoes or the apples or...
All right. So where do we want to start off here?
Wait, was Anel, the pregnant girl, she's the same... I mean, is she the only other girl? Because was she the one who came up and was all like 12-year-old, like, yeah, you keep away from my man?
Yep, that was her. Yeah, that's Nell. Yeah. Right now, she's probably in the cockpit.
I'm imagining her like a few weeks before the pregnancy poking holes in a condom. Now he'll be mine forever.
Probably.
We were talking before about how the contraception in 2300 is probably a little bit more advanced than that. Just maybe.
You mean what? She poked holes in a condom with a laser?
No, we use robots.
Wait, the robot pokes the holes in the
Yes.
Yeah, maybe she was impregnated by a robot. There you go. All right.
Wait, I saw Demolition Man. You guys don't even touch.
That's where everybody's at. Okay, so we'll start off. How about with I guess Esteban and the captain are still on the ship. So
Okay.
Where do you guys think that you're hanging out?
Well, the captain's on the bridge at the moment. He's going through some of the computer work that he needs to for converting the Quay bodies into trigenium.
Okay.
And doing some other secret diagnostic plans that I've been working on. So not a lot of activity, though. If we want to throw it over to Esteban, find out what he's doing.
I'm walking about in the lower decks.
Just investigating and keeping an eye on things?
I am just pacing the entire ship. So I know the entire ship, the length of all the corridors, where everything is in the ship.
You'll probably pass Gino, who's on sentry duty, walking past. He just walks right past you without saying a word, though.
Okay. I just carefully watch him as he walks by.
Yeah, you can hear his heavy footsteps far after you can no longer see him. His big heavy feet pounding on the metal grate of the ship.
I watch as he walks past, and as he's finally gone, I turn around and begin once again pacing the hallways.
Okay. Well, captain's in the cockpit, Esteban is pacing, and in the Quay vessel are intrepid pirates are investigating the Quay ship. Yes, I will play Bryce. You are walking down this long hallway of this strange pitted and angular floor covering, wall coverings. It's hard to traverse it just by, because you have just normal human feet, but it's evident that if you had Quay bodies and legs and angular pointed feet, they would fit into the crevasses and holes and such. It wouldn't be a problem at all. So you're struggling a little bit.
Yeah, because we're smaller.
Yeah. Your legs don't traverse the whole expanse of the hallway, as you think the Quays probably could.
Theo, kneeling down, he'll look up to Bryce and say, "Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. I better get out the mapping spheres." And he'll pull out the mapping spheres. And there's small, round, metallic devices with various paneling all amongst them. He'll toss one up in one direction and then toss another one in the opposite. You'll see them float around, coming to a complete pause, and they'll start spinning rapidly, and all of a sudden you'll see a bit of light shoot out from its sides, and the light cascades around the various edges of the hulls, and they just start zipping all the way down.
Theo, do those use some sort of AI program, or are they more straightforward?
They're more straightforward. I have it linked here to this data pad. He just hands you to the signal to attach on. And he goes, "Well, you just look at it from here. It'll just print out a basic schematic of what's going on inside, giving us a better look at all the corridors inside of here. Oh, don't forget to take your illumination spears with you, too. I don't want to have to try to pick one of these out."
Yeah, Bryce will hit his, and it'll start giving off light.
Yep. Start mine.
We have yet to look around here. I wonder what strange things there are. Are your mapping spheres picking up anything strange yet?
That's the funny part. There's nothing that can, first we have to identify what's going to be technically strange. This whole ship is strange. The tunnels are really different, too. They don't follow any, I was trying to assume that it was going to follow some pattern that a human could identify, but it reminds me of something that I've seen in biology. Like, what are they called on Earth? Ants. Ants, an ant colony.
I've been odd.
He shows you all the map and stuff and the various tunnels.
I've been contemplating how this ship functions. We've seen how the Quay plug themselves in via their network of blood or liquids. I'm wondering if the trigenium in their own blood is the fuel for the vessel.
If that's the case, that means this entire vessel is potentially one large bomb.
But right now it's without
Would they
the
have
clay
enough?
fluid. You're saying maybe there's some old fluid in the pipes and tubes, as it were.
Would they have enough in their bodies?
We don't really know that much about the substance yet. I wonder how volatile it is. I guess the answer is we don't know. What do you think, Theo?
Well, it sounds like it could be a chemical reaction. Perhaps the trigenium in their blood differs from the trigenium that may be embedded within the ship. When the tubes are connected, it might act like a starter fluid in a way. It's kind of like how we inject plasma inside the vents to give them an initial kickstart. I know old Earth ships used to do that. Maybe it works the same way, but on a more biochemical basis. Speaking of which, Theo will then start to feel around on the side of the ship, trying to see if he can get his fingers in between of anything.
Your fingers dig in a little bit, and it feels like you're digging into flesh or some strange organic mush where you're putting your fingers in there.
Yeah, this place is creeping me out a bit.
Oh, same here. I think this can open up. Sally, help me out with this.
Okay. Where should I grip? You got it?
Right. Yeah, right there at the bottom. All right, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
All right.
And we peel it back.
You both feel the substance that you yank quiver in your hands.
Oh, Bryce, could you scan this?
Yeah, I could look into it a little bit. I don't have the bioscanner with us. I can.
Of all the things that we forgot.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Theo. I should have thought of that.
No, it's all right.
Bryce to the captain. Is there any way that Esteban or you could bring over a bioscanner? Seem to have forgotten it. Captain? Esteban?
Yes, this is Esteban. How may I help you?
Oh, it seems that communications are acting up strangely. Could you bring over a detachable bioscanner? We seem to have forgotten it into the clay vessel that's attached via the ship.
I would be happy to. How shall I get over there?
There's a connection, I believe from the...
Is there an umbilical?
The umbilical, yeah, that's right.
Ah, I shall be over shortly.
Okay, just make sure that you're suited up. It's quite strange over here.
In what way?
It's an alien vessel. It's not designed for human cohabitation or movement.
Is there anything particular I should prepare for?
Theo chimes in and he says, yeah, you should be prepared to be weirded out.
Yeah.
Well, I was referring to such as temperature, environment. Is there anything I should bring in addition?
I really have no clue.
I shall bring the bioscanner, and I shall suit up, and I shall bring an oxygen tank.
At this point, I'm going to need Brian and Phil to make me a dexterity plus athletics check.
Oh, crap. I forgot my dice.
Oh, I could...
Be back in a second.
Okay. As things get kind of crazy all of a sudden. Actually, it's funny. I forgot my dice, too. So, Esteban, we'll just pause on the ship for a second here. And back to Esteban.
I'm back.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys make me a dex plus athletics check. And you're going to... I guess we'll just roll to see who gets higher here. So tell me how many successes you get. But first, we're going to go back to Esteban. So, Esteban, is there anything that you guys get, or that you get to bring with you other than what you already said?
What's the div? Oh, wow. 3 successes.
Okay.
Like, it's 8 or higher, right?
Yeah, 8, 9, or 10. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I rolled a 9, a 9, and an 8.
Okay.
Nice.
So, Esteban, you get your E-suit on. You said you brought some extra oxygen. Is there anything else that you bring?
Medical scanner, various sorts of environmental scanning devices, anything I can find in the med bay that might be of use.
Okay. And Theo, or Bill, what'd you roll?
I got nothing.
Got nothing. Okay, that's not good, because I'm rolling a lot of dice here. Oh, I gotta roll for Bryce, too. Bryce got... Oh. I rolled 2 10s in a row. He got 2 successes. Alright, so let's see what the ship does to you guys here. Oh, alright, that's not bad. Well, I guess it's bad for Theo, but... So out of the hall, out of the walls of the hallway, spring these organic-like spikes that have barbs all along their shaft. Sally deftly... Well, describe how you avoid them, Brian.
Well, she was already a little like when we opened that thing and she felt that quiver. She already had some red flags going in her head, so she was especially kind of like wary. So all of a sudden, it's like she sees like at the edge of motion a slight quiver on the walls, and she just backs up. And it's really she just made sure she wasn't where the spikes were.
Okay. All right. Bryce is always paranoid, and he's always thinking faster than what's going on around him. And he barely maneuvers away before the spike looks like it would have pierced the suit that he was in. Theo, on the other hand, is not so lucky. What happens to Theo?
Okay, as Theo stares at the goop in his hands, one of them shoots right up and it nicks him right in his left arm. It pierces right through it, going through the suit in his arm out the other one. He goes down.
You'll see warning signs on the inside of your suit. Breach. Losing oxygen.
Theo looks around and goes, well, fuck. There goes my arm and there goes the suit.
Meanwhile, Esteban has entered the alien vessel. He's staring around at this strange, orangish, almost living tissue that's surrounding him. The walls are just curved and angular, and everywhere there's pits and holes and ridges that are not flat. They seem like they've been designed to give extra grip to Quay physiology, their feet, but it makes it hard to traverse.
Okay, I stop, I look around, I crouch down on my hands and knees and just start looking for any traces of footsteps.
It's pretty evident to see where they went, especially to your trained eye.
Especially for non-human footsteps.
Yeah, especially. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I start stalking in that general direction, staying up close to the wall. I get out my medical scanner, scanning for life forms as I'm walking along, holding it in front of me, seeing if I'm detecting any form of life forms ahead of me.
You get very strange readings from the bioscanner. They're not strong life signs, but it's picking up everything. Everywhere you point it, it says that there's something living there.
Okay, so I open up the back of it where there's the instrumentation panels, and I start focusing the intensity of it, so it's pinpointing in more. So it's cutting out more of the ambience, and it's focusing in more on individual sources.
All right, you put the bioscanner back, and what does the bioscanner say?
It starts fluctuating. It picks up some heartbeats of what could be humans, and it picks up some other bioscans from other things that might not be human. But since it was narrowed so much, it can't exactly tell what is what.
Maybe you've narrowed it to a more human-centered
possibly
readings, and it's pretty evident to figure out where the rest of your crew are.
I start heading in that direction.
All right. You'll come across the scene with this large, organic-looking spike through Theo's arm and out the other side of the suit. You see oxygen leaking, and Sally and Bryce looking kind of panicked through their visors of their e-suits.
I keep my back.
Trying to figure out a way to... I'm sure we have some kind of emergency kits or whatever, like some way to wrap off the leak, like some kind of some kind of tourniquet type deal.
Do you start doing that? Sal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Theo begins to slowly pull out his arm out of there. He goes, all right, get it when I get it out there. All right. All right, hurry.
So yeah, as you tear your arm off, you just feel it's almost like shards of glass being torn through your forearm. The barbs cut deeply on the way out.
I really can help you with that instead of tearing it out by yourself.
Oh, it's okay. It's my you shows and there's like sparks and stuff.
You're going to take 4 from the barbs.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, there's like blood running down the inside of your suit.
Was that just sort of? Do I get the impression it was just an automatic reaction, or is the ship continuing to attack us?
What do you think? This is the narrative control element of the game.
Oh, the ship on some level, if it's not actually sentient, it does actually seem to be aware that something is inside it. So I'm thinking we should politely make our retreat.
Theo, on his knees, grabbing his arm, wrenching in pain, he'll look up. We don't get out of here until we get those devices. We need them. We'll just have to tread more carefully.
I agree. We don't leave until we know exactly what's on this ship.
The sections of floor material are now moving apart underneath your feet, revealing more of the deeper tissue of the hallway.
Very careful where I tread.
There's this sliding, slithering, mucusy sound that even penetrates your e-suits.
Bryce?
You see, Bryce is, he's staring around. He looks like he's in some sort of panicked state. He's backed himself up into a wall, and he's like, his hand is quaking.
Theo makes his way over to him, still clutching his arm a little bit, and when he heads over to him, he'll grab him with his right arm and start yanking him. Bryce, calm down!
We have to get out of here.
No, we can't leave just yet. We need to get those probes.
We at least need to get him back to Medbay.
This ship's gonna kill us.
No, it's not. Listen, Bryce, stick with me. Bryce?
Oh, I'm sorry. All right.
All right. Listen. When you had that vision, did it sound like that they could activate this ship through voice command?
It's been a while. Let me think.
Just take your time and concentrate. Deep breaths.
They were one with the ship. It was. I think I know what I have to do.
What are you going to do?
You see Bryce start to dig into the flesh of the hallway, and he yanks some what look like tendons out of the wall, and he opens up his e-suit, letting out oxygen, and he just shoves the tendon into his wrist.
Bryce, what are you doing?
Just seal it up. Sally. Seal it up.
Okay.
Are you sure about this, Bryce?
I'm not sure about anything. But the vision, it seems to work this way, and I can kind of remember some of the thoughts and feelings that they had. We may need to get chompers here. I don't know if it will react to my physiology. Well,
Choppers doesn't know anything about this ship. He doesn't know anything about how to pilot it.
Maybe he doesn't need to know, or maybe it's in his genetic code, his instincts. He seemed to hate those she without knowing them. You see that Bryce looks over at Esteban and just sort of gives him a once-over look. What's Esteban look like he's doing right now?
He's up against the wall still. He's slowly looking around the entire room to see where the spikes came from. He's looking at where everything is at.
Esteban thinks that there's probably spikes everywhere.
Yeah, Esteban walls, because they'll bite.
Very good.
The flesh behind your back, the flesh under your feet is just constantly moving. And it's sort of like rolling up and bunching up, and there's this dark reddish underlayer of hallway that's now being revealed.
I slowly stalk over to that area and hold my med scanner down that hallway, just looking to see if I can see anything down at the far end, using my enhanced optics.
At the end of the hallway, there's nothing appearing, but in the floor itself, there seems like there is movement in further down in the tissue that's coming towards the surface. Some living or living-esque
It's moving down the middle of the hallways.
The bioscanner shows that about 6 meters below the floor, there's things moving towards, like coming towards you.
I think we need to move. I think we need to move quickly.
Just wait, I think.
There's things coming towards us. We must move. They're in the floors.
Theo begins paddling through his data pad. He starts pulling up Kazuko's translations for Quay.
That might work. What should I say? Stop?
Yeah, just say stop. Just yell that into there.
Stop. You'll see the surface layer, almost like the top layer of like dermis, is not moving away anymore. It's not curling up. It's not parting for the dark reddish under layer of the hallway. Esteban, are they whatever is down there? Is it still coming up? Did that work?
No, it seems to have for the moment.
You see these little cilia, like very fine hairs, start to protrude from all areas of the walls, the ceiling, the floor, and they sort of undulate and move, and they're not grappling your feet, but the ends tap, touch.
I think they're trying to figure out what we are.
Trying to see if we're friend or foe.
Well, we're not.
I would recommend not making any sudden movements, but we should move. We should move from here.
You'll notice that whenever the cilia touch anything metal, it goes from this fine white color to like dark black. So when they touch your cybernetic arm, the cilia are probably a couple feet long. They're coming out all around you. You're like in this forest of like white hairs.
His arm is constantly twitching, and his fingers appear to be kind of moving on their own a little bit. And it has this almost jerky feel to it and look.
What do we do? Wait, you see Bryce is like inside his suit. He's sweating. He's putting his hands up to his front of his e-suit, and his eyes are closed, almost like he's trying to review the vision that he had before.
It's all right, Bryce. Just take deep breaths. Think. No rush. Deep breaths.
The vision I had is when they were attacking, and I can't. This
Bryce,
is different. I don't know what to do.
Listen. Count. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. Just think.
We need chompers over here. I can't. I don't see any other way around this. I don't think they're going to let us leave. These hairs, these cilia.
What does that beast have to do with this?
I'm plugged in, and I can. There's like this warm sensation in my veins, but I don't know if it's working. I think it's working enough. I don't know what the hell I'm doing here.
All right. Let's just calm down. Keep breathing.
I don't have tritium in my blood. That's probably why it's wondering what the hell's going on.
Keep breathing. Just keep breathing.
I'm not a damn Quay.
He grabs him real quick. Bryce, just keep breathing. And like he'll tap his comm. Chompers.
And back on the ship, has the captain been monitoring the communications?
Captain.
Go for the captain.
could you please head down and get Chompers?
Oh,
Get him to get on board the Quay vessel.
what's going on, Theo?
The ship is reacting to our presence. We're going to need him down here.
Is it safe?
Don't know. I would have to hazard a guess. I would say no. But I think Chompers will be fine.
All right, stay in contact. I'll go down and check on Chompers.
Captain, I think the ship is going to kill us. You need to get him over here. Just knock him out if you have to. I don't care.
Stay calm, Bryce. Stay calm.
Bring that
Damn
fucking
it,
alien
Bryce.
over here.
Damn it, Bryce. Just calm down. You'll get yourself killed faster if you keep panicking like that.
And us. I feel if you are connected to the ship, then they will sense your panic. Do not panic.
Somewhere in the ship you hear this large sort of sound. It echoes down the hallways.
Oh, great. What the fuck is that?
I did not come adequately prepared for this.
The ship is sort of quaking and shaking.
Okay, do you think we can get out and then come back later with Chompers?
The cilia are extending to about 3 feet, and they seem to be pushing harder wherever they tap, to the point that you have to resist them a little bit or be moved back and forth slightly.
Whatever you're doing, Bryce, it is not working. Let's get out of here.
Well, the spikes haven't come out of the walls yet. If I detach, maybe we'll all be impaled. I don't know.
Theo will he'll grasp Bryce's shoulder and he'll answer into the data pad. He'll say, "Spikes lower."
Yeah, the cilia sort of stop touching you whenever that happens, and now they're looking at they seem to be the ones that are closest to the data pad are investigating it thoroughly. They're tapping it, and it's hard to hold in your hand.
Theo will take it and wrap it around his wrist, bending it around and connecting it into a wrist strap at that point.
They're figuring it out. We need to move while they're still thinking.
It's kind of hard for us to move with all these cilia around us, whatever these things are. At least I've bought myself some time. Might be enough to get Chompers down here.
They're not actually grabbing us. Maybe if we move slowly, we can do a tactical retreat.
Hold on. Let me try something. He'll take his hand off Bryce, and then he'll activate his heat aura and start warming up.
So the inside of your E-suit starts to warm up considerably.
He'll try to keep it within a tolerable level and not burn up all the oxygen. Hopefully that emanating heat will make the cilia respond to him.
You do notice that as you start to warm up, the cilia at first are, I don't know if curious is the right word, but they seem to, more of them are leaning towards you and tapping the outside of your suit.
Okay, I've got their attention.
What was the next step in your master plan?
To get you all out. Go on. He'll lean down and start taking the stuff out of Bryce's arms slowly.
You see Bryce pushes violently back at you. Don't touch it! Captain, where the fuck is Chompers?
It might be a good idea to hasten the beast's progress to this area, Captain, if you're able to communicate with it.
Okay, so back on the ship. What's the captain doing?
All right, so backtrack slightly. The captain leaps up, grabbing not only his data pad, but swings by the alcove behind his chair and grabs the katana that he has back there, and then heads down the hallway to where Chompers has created his small nest. He opens the door, and a blast of extremely hot air hits him, and he closes the door immediately. Fuck! And he reaches out and he grabs up one of the suits and starts putting the suit on. Figures and mumbling to himself, "Fucking Jesus, God."
Another thing too, when you opened up the door, you saw that there was a pile of refuse between you and the room.
Between the doorway, like
you opened
so
the door and you saw in, and there's just like this pile of desks and chairs and wall coverings and panels.
Captain to Chompers.
You don't hear anything.
Nothing? All right, well, I'm getting my suit on, so as soon as I put the suit on, I'll open the door and then just push the stuff out of the way. I mean, just slam right through it if I can. If it's too hard, then I'll just keep powering up until I can get through it.
So Longbeard is hurling desks and chairs and
smashing
pushing through it.
Making my own doorway.
When you get through it, you see that Chompers is there, and he's exuding a high amount of heat. And he looks like he's looking at you. His head is lowered. His hands are in front of him, opened, in this sort of predator-like state. His eyes are glaring at you.
I kind of hold my hands up and, Chompers, Theo needs your help. He's going to be hurt.
Chompers, help by myself. Chompers' house.
Well, Chompers, I understand that this may be where you want to have your home, but we need your help. Do you want anything to happen to Theo?
Can you guys hear me? Is my voice real quiet?
You're quiet now, yeah, but I can hear you still.
Yeah, I can hear you still.
Yeah, a little quiet, but...
Whenever I yell and quay, it doesn't like me.
It always happens when he yells as a quay.
Hurt.
Theo might be hurt, yes. He said he needs help immediately, and you're the only one who can help them.
You don't see his child anywhere.
Yeah, I kind of look around.
You see other piles of paneling and things as he's ripped off the walls. You're guessing that it's probably hidden in one of those piles.
Yeah. Will your baby be safe in your home while you come with us?
It turns around, looks back at one of the piles.
Yeah.
And you'll see the heat start to dissipate. It takes a more relaxed pose. Its forelegs aren't as widely stanced. They're not standing so far apart. And it just moves towards you.
Rosie?
Help.
Longbeard kind of turns and starts heading through the doorway. Thank you, Chompers. Theo needs this very, very much. We need to go down to the umbilical between the Quay vessel and the ship.
Quay.
Yeah.
Quay ship?
Yes, a Quay vessel, yeah. We haven't had a chance to investigate it yet, so you'll be one of the first people on it. Theo went there to check it out to make sure it was safe, and something has harmed him somehow. My audio is?
Yeah, just. Oh, I think it's getting better.
Is that
There's a lot of feedback in the background.
Sounded like the ocean.
really? Okay.
Strange.
Yeah, I think that's the.
There it goes. Okay. So,
Like the ocean or heavy traffic?
Well, there's a waterfall in his house now, so I wanted you all to feel like it was.
So Chompers is following you. You get the feeling that he was surprised, or
Basically, I scared him, right? That was what I was feeling when I broke through.
Quay ship.
Yes, Quay vessel, yes. You'll see it when we go down.
he gets quiet, but he follows behind you.
Okay. We'll use the lift instead of one of the Jeffries tubes, as I'm not sure you can fit down those.
All right, so you travel down the.
All right. Well, once we get down there, we'll head down to the umbilical. Yeah, I mean, I still have the environmental suit on, so I'll kind of look up at Chompers and tell him I don't know what's there, so let's get a call before we enter the ship, and then I'll call Toggle Communications captain to the crew on the quay.
And probably at this point,
Yes.
Yes.
Come in.
Chompers and I are at the umbilical. Is there anything that we need to worry about right upon entering the ship?
Something very large that's growling is coming towards us. There's nothing immediately there. I was just there not too long ago. Just don't trip.
Is that the ship growling?
Look, when you get inside, just make your way up. You'll follow the luminescent spears. We're not too far from the entrance.
Okay. Stay calm. We'll be there in a second. The captain looks over at at Chompers. Are you ready, Chompers? We can get to Theo quickly.
You'll see the Chompers moves up towards you and sort of pushes you gently out of the way with its left hand. And
Okay.
It starts moving down the umbilical towards the ship.
Okay. I step aside and let him go first.
He has a sort of slow. If you think about a horse walking slowly through a field, that's the rhythm of its legs as it's going down the umbilical.
Okay.
And every once in a while, there's a sort of stutter step. Its head is tilted slightly to the left sometimes and to the right at other times. And you notice that he doesn't look back at you.
Okay.
He's just moving forward until you get to the outer shell of the Quay vessel. You'll see that its four knees bend at almost 180-degree angle, and its lower part of its torso lowers to the ground. And both hands reach forward and sort of touch the outer shell of the vessel, and then it lowers its head and starts murmuring and muttering under its breath. And it's not moving.
What are you doing, Chompers?
Its head will turn backwards.
same thing parent does in here.
He taps the side of his head.
Ah.
Its head goes back to like the bent down pose, and it keeps muttering.
I guess Longbear pulls out his data pad and converts anything muttering. And tells him, Chompers, we have to get in there. We have to help Theo.
The words that are popping up on the data pad seem to be phrases of asking for permission. Please let us in. We hope to not offend thee. There's apology and forgiveness.
Okay.
Things like that are being muttered over and over again. They seem like they're sort of like ritualistic phrases.
Are they very standardized where I could repeat them?
Yeah, after a while, you think you probably could if your human throat can repeat the same guttural noises.
Yeah, I think Longbear will step forward and do the same thing. I mean, obviously, I can't do the same pose, but we'll touch the ship and begin murmuring the same things that Chompers is murmuring.
You'll see Chomper's head sort of looks over at you. One of its legs stretch out and reach underneath your right hand and lift it up like 2 centimeters.
Nice.
And then the leg sort of bends. It goes over to your other hand and pushes it down. And then it taps like your chest.
Oh.
And it goes, not, So Captain Longbear and Chompers are praying before the ship, and it opens up voluntarily. Where before you've had to manually open it. So the entrance opens up like an organic flower. Yeah.
Wow.
That's weird.
Longbear kind of turns and smiles at Chompers. Good job, Chompers. Let's see if we can get to Theo. And the others. Oops.
It taps its head and it sort of shakes. And I don't know, it's making weird facial expressions. You've never seen Chompers make them, and you're probably not sure what they designate or what they mean.
Yeah. Do we have to wait, Chompers? Is there something you have to do? Or can I help you?
Its hand taps your sword and then he opens his hand.
I just unhook the sword and just throw it back down the umbilical.
You'll see Chompers run down the umbilical.
Oh, he grabs the sword?
and he picks up the sword. and he sort of walks towards the ship in that same slow stutter-stepped pattern. Like he ran down it, but then he's walking slowly back.
Yeah.
And you'll see that he sort of 3 taps on its left wrist. It makes with the edge of the katana, and he sort of pries back one of his little pieces of his exo skin, and his fluid starts to pour into the entrance. Meanwhile, back in the hallway, you guys had talked about slowly moving out. So, what's going on there? Bryce seems like he doesn't want to unplug himself from the wall.
Theo's going to stay put, and he's not going to leave Bryce alone. He's gesturing to the other 2 to get out.
Esteban slowly makes his way over to Theo. Your air is leaking out. Let me replace your oxygen tank.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I go around behind him and unlatch it, disconnect the nozzle, very quickly pull it off, set it on the ground, pull one of the extras that I brought, attach it, put it in, attach the nozzle, and release the oxygen so it starts flowing.
If I unplug this, I don't want to be responsible for killing you all.
Don't worry, Bryce. You're not going to kill us. Choppers will be down here, and we'll get this all sorted out.
I start running a full med scan on Bryce.
Well, it seems like he's panicked, and the readings are coming up strange. Like there's some other fluid within his system.
Yeah, I'm worried that he might be poisoning himself.
His heart rate is elevated. He's sweating. And as you're scanning it, all of the cilia retract into the floor. The forest of white and dark tendrils that touch the metal have retracted.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but at least we can move now.
You'll see the floor sections start to sort of inchworm their way back to their original locations and sort of lock in place with the edges of the other sections of floor.
This is promising.
Okay. All right, let's try to get this out of you, okay?
He stiff arms your face part of your e-suit. I told you, just leave me here. I don't want to be responsible for killing you all.
Everything is fine now. We must all go. It is all peaceful. They all went away. Come on, let's go.
Captain, where are you?
We're on our way, Bryce. You can actually, if everything is clear, perhaps you guys can start making your way to us.
Theo will begin, flashing his luminescent spear. Do you all follow the flashes? Come on.
Theo, I'm coming.
And Longbeard will see Chomper start to move up one of the hallways. He's following the illuminated spheres that are floating. You'll see that the floor coverings seem to aid wherever he puts his foot. They sort of cup around the edges of his feet. They bunch up in the right places, they move, they slide. It's almost like the ship just responds to him as he moves through the vessel.
All right, I'll follow close behind, but not too close.
And it isn't as hard for you, but because of your physicality, but it's not easy trying to move over this strange textured surface. You'll see that Chompers picks up speed to the point that you can no longer follow him, right behind him. He's using the hallway. His four legs sort of spray out, so that probably I think here two are moving at the same time, and he's sort of using all four legs. It's sort of like in the strange clattering pattern. He just heads towards Theo's location and leaves you behind.
That's fine. Captain Theo, Chompers will be there in probably a couple seconds. He should be coming up the hallway.
I think I can hear him.
Yeah, you just. It's like this thunderous sort of noise, sort of cavalcades down the hallway, and if you didn't know Chompers, it would be a very. Let's just say it's a very intimidating sight to see these legs moving quickly, and the body of Chompers is not in the bottom of the hallway; it's in the center of the hallway, and he's moving at a quick rate towards your location. You'll see that his hands are also sort of reaching out every once in a while to grab hold and sort of hurl himself forward. His sharp claw-like fingernails are sinking into the flesh of the hallway. And it gets to about a few feet away from you and sort of drops down and lands roughly right in front of you all.
Theo reaches down and kind of scratches him behind the horns. Am I so glad to see you.
Chompers. Hills. Oh.
He's sort of looking around, and every once in a while he just reaches out and sinks its fingers into the hallway.
Chompers, I think this is your home. This is where your people came out of. They have ships similar to these.
You'll see that the fingers sink in further, and it rips off one of those, like, it's like a squarish sort of segment of flesh-like substance, and it starts to chew on it and just devour it in front of you.
That is unnerving.
You'll see the dark red underskin beneath it, the next layer of organic dermis. I don't know what else you could call it, a ship layer, and the cilia come out several inches and just sort of flutter.
Theo will glance down at it in amazement as from beneath the cilia there's what looks like a network of veins that are constantly growing and inching and retracting and contracting again over, behaving more like an organic being than anything. And his eyes are just amazed by it. And quickly looking over at Bryce and at Chompers now, he goes over to Bryce. Bryce, you can let go now. Come on.
You see Bryce is just staring at Chompers, and he reaches down and yanks it out of his wrist, pulling it past the foam and layered substance that you guys had sealed up his suit with. He looks at each of you in turn. He looks at Sally, looks in her eyes, looks at Esteban, the captain, Theo, and he just moves over to Chompers and looks up, and he reaches up and touches Chompers, and you don't recall if he's ever touched the alien before. I think that this might be the first time. And he just holds out the tendril. It, as he walks, it sort of comes out of the wall of the ship. And Chompers, you need to be one with everything that's around you. This is yours. And Chompers has like this sort of red substance like around the edges of his sharp teeth. And he sort of wipes it with his wrist, and then he cracks open that part of his carapace that he had broke open before, and he jams it into his wrist. And then he sort of clatters and moves his legs over to the wall, and he puts his back up to it, and he starts ripping out things from the wall, other tendrils, and just sort of plugging himself into the ship around him. Is there any sort of reaction to any of this?
I slowly start inching towards him and scanning him as well.
Sally's just kind of watching with kind of paralyzed horror.
You'll see that Bryce sort of collapses onto the ground, but his head doesn't fall over. He's on his hands. He's sitting on his legs, sort of like in an angle. He's shaking his head. Whew. That was interesting.
Theo will lean down next to him. You all right?
When you all talk, it sort of reverberates in my mind.
He tries to whisper, sorry.
He's sort of like blinking, and he looks high. He looks like he's really out of it. You'll see him like move his hand in front of his face a little bit and like turn it over.
Esteban, here, and he'll pick up Bryce and hand him over to him. Take him back to the ship.
Yes. He takes hold of him and he almost looks not hesitant, but can't think of the word. He looks disappointed as he starts walking back.
looking around, eyeing everything as he heads back towards the umbilical.
That noise that's in the background, that seems like it's slowed, and now it has more of a rhythmic sort of sound to it.
Does it show up on the translator datapad?
It doesn't. But Bryce sort of comes to, Captain, I'm getting strange readings from the sensors. I believe whatever propulsion system this thing has been turned on?
Uh-oh.
You'll see like this dull red glow sort of come out from the cracks of the floor segments. That red tissue underneath seems to be glowing.
Logbear stands in front of Chompers and kind of looks him, into where his eyes are. And Chompers, are you doing this? Are you powering up the ship?
Taps his head again.
Parent does this.
Can you stop it from happening?
Why, I feel so much better. Chompers no longer hurts.
Theo looks up at the captain and goes, "It's okay." And he'll just kind of lean down next to Chompers and rub his head. His left arm's still twitching like crazy.
You'll see him sort of reach out quickly and grab your wrist. And at first, it kind of seemed like he was going to hurt you or push you away, and you're not sure. Maybe he even changed his mind. But he sort of holds your hand where you're touching, sort of taps it a couple times.
Chompers, sorry.
He'll lean down to him and look him in the eye. "It's all right. None of it was your fault. It's just kind of messed up how it all happened."
You'll see the glowing sensation it seems like it's spreading as in like a radius outward from where Chompers is, almost like as his fluid flows into the ship around him, the ship is coming to life. And the glow is probably trailing behind Esteban and Bryce, and slowly it's overtaking them. You see Bryce just looks over at Esteban. Why are you so nervous? What's is it nervous? What?
Just relax. We'll be back on the ship soon.
You're acting strangely. What are you thinking?
I am thinking about this ship here. And I am carrying you back to the ship that we came from. That is all you need to worry about. You will be safe in the med bay soon.
It's strange, but I can feel your heat.
While this is happening, Theo will have a quick silent communication towards the captain. He goes, "Longbeer, you might want to follow Bryce and them out."
You'll probably see on your datapad too that it's an L. She says, "Are you all right?" Just in text.
He'll respond back to her and say, "I'm fine. I damaged up my arm a little bit. Actually, quite a bit." He'll have a little laugh at the end of it.
It says, "Come home soon. Come back to me, Theo. Don't die over there."
I won't. He'll respond back with. He'll get up and... yeah, Longbeer?
What about Chomper's young one? Should we transfer him to the ship?
Hey, Chompers. You want us to get your kid over here?
You'll see that Chomper starts to unplug himself from the wall.
Can Chompers and my child live here?
Yes.
Of
This
course.
is your ship. Sorry, they was usually blurring that out anyways.
Yeah.
Chompers ship.
Yes, this is your ship. It's not ours.
Is Chompers not the slave anymore? Free?
Theo looks around really confused and he goes, Chompers, you were never my slave. Why would you think that?
Chompers not Captain Slave?
What? What the hell is all this talk about slave? Come on, Theo. You were more
You were
like
part of our crew, our family.
yeah.
Crew not mean property.
No. Not even close.
Chompers free.
Chompers has always been free.
Chompers will live here then.
And he starts walking off towards the ship. Walking.
Yeah.
He starts traversing the hallways at a very quick rate in a monstrous fashion.
As Choppers runs away, Longbeard kind of just stares at Theo with a perplexed look on his face, like, a slave? You thought he was a slave?
Oh, that kind of explains his behavior. Now look how willful he's getting.
Esteban and Bryce was almost at the exit of the ship when Chompers is rapidly coming up from behind them.
I just quickly sprint to the side and stand out of the way, just crouched on the ground watching.
Bryce will sort of stand on his own for a second, and he'll kind of collapse and lean against the wall.
Stay still.
You see Chompers moves right past you. He doesn't even seem to even look over in your direction and heads down the umbilical.
I just stop for a moment and look around, pick Bryce back up again, take one last look at the ship around. Fine. And he carries him back down the umbilical.
Yeah, Theo, Sally, we should probably head out now.
Yeah.
I have a few things I need to get for Chompers anyways.
I suppose we can ask Chompers to get, if he finds the probes we were looking for, then we can ask Chompers for them if he finds them.
Theo will sit in the hallway. He'll just kind of cross his legs and just sit there.
Obviously, you take a couple steps, notice that Theo was following, and like, what are you doing, Theo?
I'm going to wait for Chompers to get back, and then I'll ask him for the probes.
Okay. I mean, you still have to prepare for the she.
That I have to get the probes to do that. I'm not leaving here until I get some of those probes.
Well, make sure to ask him politely, since this is his house.
He holds up his right arm, and he goes, I got this, okay?
Are you going to be able to fix that? He points to the hole in your arm.
He kind of lifts it up and tries to, and the thing just starts undulating like crazy. It's happened before. It's I think Anel did something like this one time, by accident though. He'll kind of lower it back down. He'll be like, I can fix it.
Logbear raises an eyebrow and then just kind of turns and says, "Well, don't sit here too long. I don't think you'll have long to wait anyways." And with that, he turns and smiles at Sally. "Let's go, Sally."
Okay.
We move as quick as we can down the crappy hallways that are hard to move in.
You'll see that the cilia come up about an inch out of the floor as you walk, but they don't come up anymore. Then they sort of part for you. They sort of sink back into the floor segments as your feet hit the surface.
I kind of a little freaked out, so I instinctively start saying the prayers that I learned from the Quay, that I learned from Chompers. Kind of mantra-like, almost to myself, but probably loud enough for others to hear.
And what do they sound like?
I don't. I'm the only one who can't do the Quay.
Come on, John, you can do it. It's fun.
Kurkar, Testa, Nuri, Sebar, Testa, Durika, Testa.
Yeah, I did my best.
Sound convincing to me.
So everyone except for Theo eventually leaves the ship. Theo is sitting alone, and I don't know. What thoughts or what's going on with Theo at the moment? Feel free to have fun with this.
Give us inner monologue.
Yeah, maybe like a soliloquy. I can never say that word. Soliloquy or something.
Oh, so you want me to narrate my own thoughts now?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, here we go.
This might be fun.
The room goes dim, the spotlight comes down.
Sally is basically just going to find a nice quiet place in, she's been holding it together. It's like in a panic situation, you get hyper focused and hyper aware, and then she's just gonna find a nice quiet place to sit down and handle her adrenaline crash.
Okay.
The dump.
So Sally makes her way back and does that.
Yeah, she's just gonna find a nice quiet place to sit, because it's it was freaky in there, and it's now we're back to somewhere more comfortable, and it's okay, just sit down and let myself calm down.
Okay. And Theo?
Well, as everyone leaves, when his still posture no longer becomes still, he starts rocking back and forth with his left arm shivering and undulating forth. The look on his face is very stone-like, but his lip is kind of quivering as he can feel the blood and the nerve endings in his arm twitch and fire like crazy as the pain is received to and from. He thinks back to, the whole situation makes him think back to all the salvage operations he's done. He thinks about the quiet moments which he would sit there and stare out at space and let the quiet kind of wash over him. And then he sits there and thinks to himself, "This reminds me back of the older days. I really enjoyed it then. The nice quiet. So close to death. It was very comforting. Like that tiny, tiny hall." I've been in worse. And I'll live through that too. Almost like a curse. Then afterwards he'll get out he'll look through his data pad and start scrolling through faces of friends that have a light X drawn through them. And he'll just start kind of scrolling through them and looking at them. And then from there, he kind of sits in silence a little bit.
So we have Esteban and Bryce. They're heading towards the med bay, I believe?
Yes. Can you walk yet? Are you cognizant enough to walk?
Bryce.
He sort of like yanks his arm away from you and leans it against the wall. And he takes about 10 steps, and then he falls.
I guess that is a no. He picks him back up again and starts walking towards the med bay. As soon as we get into the med bay, he sets him down on one of the examining tables and starts preparing one of the tents. I'm going to tent you because I do not know exactly what influence you exposed yourself to. Do not be alarmed.
You're going to tent me just like that thing that was in here.
No, just like the doctor was tented. I do not know what you have exposed yourself to, and in turn I do not know what you have exposed us and the ship to by exposing yourself to that. Therefore, I am going to, as a precautionary measure, I am going to put you inside of this isolation unit. Do not be alarmed.
I saved your life, I think.
Yes, but in doing so, you could have threatened all of our lives by exposing yourselves to alien toxins.
Was it worth it saving your life?
That is a philosophical question that I will not entertain at this moment.
Who are you, Esteban? I don't know, but I just don't trust you.
You're wise not to trust me. You're wise not to trust anyone. You can only trust yourself. That is a life lesson that I have learned. Now rest here as I examine you, and I put you inside of this tenting mechanism.
I can feel your heartbeat from here. It's like a drum that is calming. You see his eyes are like fluttering, and he's looking right at your chest as you're putting the tent around him.
Okay, then concentrate on my heartbeat. Use that to calm yourself as I tint you inside of this isolation unit.
His eyes close, and he shakes his head, and they flicker open for a second. It feels so dead in here. There was so much abundant life around me.
I can only assume that you attached yourself to a living ship of sorts, so I can imagine by exposing yourself to that type of situation that you would be enamored with that type of surroundings because of whatever toxins have been put in your system. I assure you, it will pass.
We are so isolated compared to them. So
and this I am grateful for.
Locked within ourselves. They're not like that. They're bonded closer. I feel so lonely now.
Here is another life lesson that I have learned that I will impart to you. Take solace in your isolation. Take solace in the times that you have when you are alone to yourself. Take solace in the fact that you can keep your thoughts, your intentions, your motives, your drives in life to yourself. Enjoy the fact that you can control yourself and not someone else controlling you. This is what isolation gives you. This is what aloneness gives you. Attached to that thing, you become part of that thing. You are no longer part of yourself.
We are so sad compared to them.
As in all things, it will pass. I begin putting the tent around him, lowering scanning mechanisms around him on the arms that have scanning devices, put him around his head in different locations, and start running all the diagnostic machines in the lab.
The last thing that you hear before as you're sealing up the tent is, I feel like I've been ripped out of my mother's arms. Zzz, just closes up.
Well, now you know how it feels.
when he's in the tent, he seems to try to fight at it first, and his hand sort of juts out towards you at the bag. And, his hand is against the bag, and then it slides down and rests on the bed. He seems like he's asleep.
Finally. I just start scanning him.
He is registering triginium. It seems to be in his blood.
Do I know what that is?
You don't. In fact, the scanner doesn't even know it. But it's been added. You'll see. You can look at the scanner, and if you do some searching and snooping around, it seems that Longbeer and Colt have entered it into the bioscanner. It's a strange substance. Yeah. Well, why don't you give me let's see here, intelligence, and why don't you roll twice your intelligence? See if
Twice my intelligence.
See if you get any successes. Because you might have heard of it.
Where am I at?
Or academics and intelligence, if you have that.
Academics. I haven't. Let's see. Where's my dice?
Whatever's higher.
Okay. Academics, intelligence. So I have to roll 2 10-sided dice.
Oh, okay.
Is that what I do?
Yeah. Well, what's your intelligence?
2.
Okay, well, you can roll 4 then. That's fine.
Okay.
Well, you can double it.
3, a 4, a 5, and a 6.
So you have no idea what the substance is.
Okay.
But it's registering the bioscanner as triginium, and you have heard something about. I don't know. They were talking earlier about that substance too, but you don't really remember what they were talking about.
I become intrigued, and I just start searching the entire database, seeing if I can find anything on it.
Okay. You look around the data net, and doing some research, you find that it is a byproduct of mining on Ganymede, and that's the only place in the whole solar system that seems to have that substance.
I'll take mental note of that. I'll just continue scanning and watching.
Okay. Let's see here. Let's head back to Theo. Chompers comes back, but he doesn't head to your location. He brings his infant with him, and he heads straight to the cockpit. But I don't know if Theo would know that.
Well, as soon as he sees him pass by, he kind of says, Chompers. He'll kind of hold out his hand. It's Chompers.
Chompers free.
Yeah, I know. Come over here real quick. Talk to me a little bit. He'll get up slowly.
The infant is sort of crawling and sort of clattering over the exoskeleton of Chompers. You see it's small, and its eyes are burning just as brightly.
As I approach, I look at him and say, "Oh, it's just as cute as you were when you were little."
Chompers looks down.
Chompers, you were always free. You're never our slave. We treated you like every other crew member.
Chompers was spoils of battle.
No, you were not spoils of battle. We would like to call that being an unfortunate orphan.
One of the fingers sort of points at your shoulder a little roughly. And he sort of holds it back.
You're not the spoils of our war or battle. When you came out, I didn't want you to die. I thought it would be wrong to kill you, or anything for that matter. I didn't know the feeling at first. I thought it was fear, but turns out it wasn't.
Theo and Longbeer killed parents. Chomper's slave. But you say not. Chomper's free.
Yes, you're free. I just want you to understand that we didn't kill them out of malice or anything. They attacked us and we tried to defend ourselves.
Chompers makes own choices now.
Just don't forget the people who helped you out here, okay? But, could you do me a little favor?
Last favor.
Can we have some of those probes?
Yes.
He'll hold up a finger. 5.
Come.
He'll follow.
Get probes and then Theo needs to leave.
Don't worry. I'll be out of your hair. Or spikes. And he'll grab the probes when he receives them. As he comes on out, he'll look over at Chompers and he'll walk over to him. I'm going to miss you. And he'll scratch him behind the horns.
You'll see that the baby is eating one of those squarish segments off the wall. Chompers is sort of looking down at his child and looking over at Theo. Looks back to his child and his fingers sort of reach out and pluck a piece of the exoskeleton off of his child's forehead. It sort of snaps and sounds like the breaking of wood. But it doesn't seem to hurt the child. And then he does the same thing to his own forehead. He sort of cracks off a segment of the exoskeleton. And he holds them out to Theo.
Are those for me?
Yes.
And he punches the wall.
Protection.
He'll smile. Thank you. And he will reach into his pockets and he will give him he'll give him his personal badge that he has. It's basically his little his Maverick Cog badge, made of various metals and stuff, and he hands it out to him. Here, for you.
He takes it and he gives it to his child, who seems to really be interested in it, that it's shining, and sort of turns it over quickly in its fingers. And Chompers taps the one.
Theo.
He taps the other one.
Theo's child. Quay not hurt you if show.
Thank you. Remember, there's a lot of humans that still don't know a lot about the Quay, and there's a lot of the Quay that still don't know anything about humans. Just remember what you've learned from me, alright?
His hand sort of opens up and he shoves you. You think he probably could have hurled you to the ground if he wanted to, but he just shoves you back about a foot.
Time to leave.
With that, he'll turn around and go, and he'll look back and say, safe journeys.
Remember, got the floaters.
Oh, he'll look back and go, I'm gonna do one better. I'm gonna blow them out of the fucking sky.
And
he
then,
hampers his way through the umbilical, and as soon as he gets out through the inside the ship, he'll start readjusting the temperature where Chompers was, have it go back down to normal.
you'll see that the entrance to the Quay vessel closes as soon as you left on its own. So, let's see here. We've been ignoring people for a while. Where is everybody at? How about Esteban? Is Esteban still in the
Oh, I'm still in the med. I'm still in the med bay.
Okay. How about Sally?
I'm entering in all the information from my bioscans into the computer and just doing stuff like that.
Okay. Sally, is she still, meditating?
She's kind of sitting in her room right now, just for a second, collecting her bearings. She's actually a little lonely because it's like this has been a rather harrowing experience, and she kind of wants to commiserate with someone, but at the same time, she doesn't know anyone on the crew that well yet. So she's a little bit kind of lonely. So she's just kind of by herself collecting her bearings.
Does she eventually come out of her room?
Yeah, she does. She just kind of sits there at this point I come out and I just sort of say, okay, time to get back to work.
Where does Sally go?
I don't know. Where's her job usually based around? I guess.
I don't think they've established that fact with you yet. I don't think you have a workstation as of yet.
Well, she can use any of the open workstations on the bridge or any of the other ones in her room or anywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, well then I'll just open up a workstation in my room and just start.
Maybe weren't you working on the?
If anyone else gets on their workstations, she'll be like, "Sup." I assume we can IM each other.
And the captain?
Well, it's a little. The captain immediately, upon leaving the Quay ship, ran to his room as fast as he could, and he grabbed the Dalaka that he had on the wall that he was going to train. That he wanted to train Chompers with, but since Chompers is leaving, he runs back down. He wants to give it to him to make sure that he has it. But I'm not really sure because I don't know if I would have been fast. I probably would have been fast enough by the time they collected all the probes to be back down there.
Okay.
So at the least, once I got to the outer part of the Quay ship, I would have calmed Chompers and asked for permission to come aboard.
Okay. You'll see that the door, the opening opens for you.
I say the prayers that I had said prior in Quay, and then move in, and wait for him to appear, I guess.
You'll see that Jesus feedback.
Oh, I'm still getting feedback?
Oh yeah, it's going crazy again.
What the hell's going on?
It seems like whenever you stop talking, it comes in.
It's aliens.
There's fuzz on your comms when you're walking.
Is that any better?
Your
Get your tinfoil hat on.
It's a little better, I guess. I don't know. It's still there, but so we'll just hurry up and get that done. So you'll see lighted skin squares that it's very noticeable when you walk into the ship.
Okay, well, I'll follow the squares. Obviously, that's some sort of path to follow, as they weren't there prior, so I'll move as quickly as I can through the hallways to get to where Chompers is.
You'll find that Chompers is sitting in the pilot's chair of the ship. Its four legs have sunk down into the four tunnels. The leg controls, for lack of a better word.
Yeah. Chompers. Does he turn around?
Yeah, he's looking right at you.
Oh.
You see that he's plugged himself in. There's wires and tubes that have his fluid running out of them into the ship.
Longbear kind of steps forward, holding the lock out with both hands, and says, I was hoping to maybe show you how to use this, but this was one of your parents' weapons that they had used. I had saved it for you. But since you're, taking your new home, so I thought you should have it. And he kind of holds it out towards him, if you can take it.
Yeah, his hand reaches forward and grabs it, sort of spins it around in like a violent arc, and looks at it.
With that, Longbear kind of looks down, he looks up, he's like, I'm sorry to see you go. Whenever we lose a part of our family, it's sad.
Chompers will stay and help, but then go.
Well, you have a small one to worry about, so don't do anything too crazy, okay?
Hatred comes first.
Well, that I can agree with you.
The she must suffer for their acts and crimes.
I agree 100%. So let's crush these guys, and then you can move on to a safer place to raise your young one. And then he kind of reaches up and just touches him on the shoulder like he normally does. And then, I forgot. And he reaches into his pouch on the side and hands him one of the data pads and says, this is basically, you've used these before. I know that Theo was showing you how to use them. But this one's keyed to your voice, and you should be able to translate any human languages you come across. In case someone, is aggressive towards you, maybe you'll be able to understand what they're saying.
He's sort of yelling at it in Quay.
Yeah.
And out of it comes in this accented voice. Hello. I would like to talk to you. He sort of looks at it and shakes it. It is time for you to go, Longbeard. I am glad that I am free and no longer a slave.
You are never a slave, my friend. But I'm glad that you feel better now. And with that, Longbeard will just one last look at Chompers, and then kind of look at his little one if he's around, and then walk out.
Captain.
Yes?
Last request. Name. Child.
He points at his little one, and he holds it up for you to hold. And its legs are sort of flat, or playing around, and it starts to make this sort of noise.
Well, he's definitely your child, so he should be strong and a powerful name. Something who's smart, too. I think his name should be Theo.
Good name.
Yeah, it's a pretty good name. And I'm sure he'll do it proud.
Yeah, he sort of lets the child sort of clatter around on its back.
Now go.
The Longbeard just turns and quickly walks out.
You'll see as you're walking, the spikes come out of the floor and sort of crisscross in all the tunnel behind you. And you realize that as you're going, this is really making the hallway impassable.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And say they sort of jaggedly sort of clatter into each other behind you.
You'd have to be able to bend steel to break through that. As I get out of the ship, I will key one last time to Chompers, telling him, I'm leaving the ship, Chompers. Thank you. And then I'll head across the umbilical, heading up to the bridge.
You'll see, I guess Anel will contact you. Captain.
Yes, Anel.
the vessel. It seems like it's moving away.
Yeah, it's under Chomper's control.
Or
Maybe we should say Captain Chomper's control.
You're going to need to detach the umbilical, otherwise it'll be damaged.
As I stop, I turn around and I go, oh, of course. And spin right back and head over to the umbilical controls and just key them in, pulling it away.
Yeah, it'll detach and start heading back towards the ship.
With that, I kind of take off the helmet and then kind of face palm, like, geez, what am I doing? And then run back up to the bridge again.
Captain, you get up to the bridge and you'll see Annelle, and she sort of waves you over. It seems like he's practicing. Chompers is practicing flying the ship. You see that it's sort of maneuvering awkwardly, and then it's making like spinning motions and abrupt. It just shoots off in like one straight direction and then comes back. But it doesn't seem like he's leaving. He's sort of like hanging around, following the ship.
He said he was going to help us against the Shi, so as always, what I would expect from Chomper is he's a creature of his word. So I guess just fly kind of straight, and hopefully he doesn't ram into us when he's practicing.
What the hell is the plan? We're doing something with a bomb, a trigenium bomb? Is Theo working on something?
Theo's working on the probes right now that we're going to use. They're going to use, I think, a combination of quantum displacement to power the bomb so that the Shi have no way of stopping them from hitting them. But some of this we're going to have to play by ear now that we have Chompers with us. I'm not sure. I just don't want him to get caught in any type of blast.
If my readings are correct, Captain, she should be here within the hour.
Right. Once we get behind the asteroid, I guess just park us there and hold. And then make sure you get down to clone yourself. Or re-clone yourself if you want. Re-plug in.
Oh, okay. I didn't think you wanted me to clone myself. I just
yeah, I'm sorry.
Update my information, right?
Yes, please. Just update your information.
Okay. Well, I just did. I'm good. I think I'll be okay. I'm going to stay here. Unless you want me to captain my ship.
No, I think at this point you should stay here. You're going to be way more useful up here on the ship. And safer.
Does anyone else want to pilot it? Do we need it for your plan?
The plan that we have so far, I don't think it's needed, and I'm not really sure that even a powerful fighter like yours would be able to even dent the Shi ship. But it's a possibility. Though I don't know if anyone on our crew besides you even knows how to pilot a small fighter.
Well, if it's close enough, I can do it from here. And she sort of taps her cybernetics.
Well, then it might come in use then. Though I'd hate to lose your ship.
Oh, I would too. Okay, just keep me informed, Captain. I'm not sure what's going on. I will do it now.
Our strategies seem to be growing like a tree in all directions.
Are we doing anything with that AI? Or what are you guys doing?
I was getting ready to plug the AI in when we had the problems with the Quay vessel. So that's halfway spooled up now. I guess we'll probably start that in 15 minutes. And then with that, you see the captain cues. Captains to the crew. We're going to be adding the AI system, turning it back online. Communications might be down for, 3 to 4 minutes maybe. So if there's anything you need to get done or speak to anyone or get together with anyone before that, you should probably do it. Or if you have any problems with that, let me know.
Captain.
Yeah, Theo?
I got the probes. All 5 of them.
Wow, you got all 5. Do you need a hand in building them?
You're going to hear a bunch of thudding noises in the background. Clanging noises and metal go ting, 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 ting. No, I think I can manage. And then you'll hear a thud.
All right. Well, if you need help, Theo, or you feel any pressure, just let me know. I'll go down there. Or I'll send someone down to help you.
Just send Sally down.
Okay. Captain to Sally?
Yeah.
Sally, if you're not busy, Theo could use assistance in building the bombs down in the basement. I mean, the basement. Jesus. In the mechanics room.
Oh, fun. Building bombs. I head to...
Yeah, I'm sure he wants you to work on the quantum part of it, I'm assuming.
Okay. I go down there and I take a look and see what he needs.
You'll find Theo has already taken off the suit, and he'll be on his knees, like messing with his arm a little bit. And when you get closer, you hear a distinctive noise, and his arm plops right off.
Oh, that's not good. You got a replacement?
Like a replacement?
Or
You've got to be crazy. I've never replaced this arm. I'm just going to repair it again. I just needed to take it off because, this thing's hurting like crazy. Doesn't hurt anymore, though. He kind of just, attaches it to the side of his belt.
Well, it doesn't hurt to have a backup, while the main one gets replaced.
I've worked with one hand before. All right. So, we're going to take this, and he's going to point to the life pod. He goes, we're going to convert this bad boy into a bomb. Oh, and there's the spheres, by the way. The probes. And he'll pick them up and kind of awkwardly hand one to you.
Gotcha. I'll take a look at it.
It's a round... It's a very... It almost looks like a segmented egg.
All right.
Yeah, it's very dark chitinous colors to it of blacks and reds, all blended together. Almost as if you were looking at the surface of water that has oil sheen on it. That's that sort of look.
Pretty.
All right. Just get to working on that, and I'll go ahead and get the pod ready.
All right. Takes a look at the deployment devices, and just starts getting them. It should be a pretty straightforward job. Just kind of. We put them in there so that they can, I guess, be detonated remotely, or just on a timer.
Does anything strange happen, or is it pretty straightforward?
All in all, it looks pretty straightforward. It's not like we're. I mean, what these So were these Quay devices or were these ours?
These are the Quay devices.
Yeah, it's tricky as hell getting them to merge with our technology. So,
have you figured out the quantum effects of it yet? Are you able to make it at least semi-controlled?
I think this is
We do have an hour.
Well, I'll see what I can do. The actual effects when it goes off is kind of a crapshoot, but I think I can at least get it so that we can trigger the detonation with some degree of accuracy. We can set it on a timer. We can set it on or we can set it to just be triggered remotely. But I said I don't understand. I would for a long time before we can figure out a way to control the effects. But I can at least get them to trigger. I can at least get it so we can set them off.
Okay. Well, that should be easy enough.
Do we need to send all of them? Because I would love to just keep one.
You'll see him tap his hand up against the life pod. You'll see him think for a moment. Okay. I was kind of wanting to send all 5 in there, but I think 4 will do.
Well, I'll prepare all of them, and if we turn out not to need 1 or 2 of them, then that's perfect.
Oh, no, I was going to put all of them in the pod.
Oh,
Theo,
I thought...
Yeah. That's what
okay.
Theo's looking at me. No, I'm going to put all of these in the pod,
Yeah.
Sally. It's, I want this to be a big explosion.
I thought we had more than 1 pod. My fault.
Oh, we've got the life pods, Sally. It's just...
Yeah, we're not going to send all of them. Yeah, gotcha.
No, this is Esteban's. It'll be a shame, though. I really like it. Get a lot of nice parts out of it. And then with that, Theo will actually start taking stuff out of it immediately.
All right. Well, we'll keep one just because I think it would be better in the long run to understand what these things are and how they work. But yeah, we'll send 4 of them off.
Crew, this is Anel. I have positioned the ship behind the asteroid. It seems that things will be moving quite quickly now. The she vessel will be here momentarily.
How big is the asteroid?
Pretty substandard. It looks like it's about 3 miles, roughly, wide.
Oh, okay. So not enough to really create gravity or anything. Just curious.
Just slight. I believe the captain is going to be installing the AI soon. Prepare for whatever that's going to do.
Okay.
Captain?
Thanks, Anel. Captain to Bryce. Is he awake? That's a no. Okay. Normally Bryce would handle this, but I will, having already gone through the motions, I will link up and activate the AI with a slight holding of my breath. And then I will key in the command infrastructure of the ship. You know, Longbear, Captain, Bryce, Commander, Lead Communications Officer, Theo, Commander, Engineering, you know, Colt, Lieutenant Commander, Doctor, Anel, Lieutenant the Pilot, Sally, Ensign, Science Officer, Chompers, Ensign. We'll key him in even though he's not here. I want the ship to recognize him. Esteban is a VIP guest. And Baby Chompers, who's now I have down as Theo, is also a VIP guest. And then hopefully the AI will recognize that.
Okay, so you've set everything in motion then?
Yes.
Okay. The program is enacted, and a voice throughout the ship emanates.
Welcome. No, sorry.
Greetings, ship and crew.
Greetings, AI. What is your designation?
Waiting for input.
Oh, shit.
To what would you refer to me as, Captain? AI is appropriate, if that is all you wish to call me.
No. We will call you Aisho.
Aisha. Understood. Orders, Captain.
Aisho, can you prep the ship for combat? Enemy vessel will be approaching shortly. Designated enemy ship is the She vessel in our data stream.
Accessing. Understood, Captain. Prepping for violent maneuvers. Weapons charged. All is made ready, Captain. You may engage whenever you wish.
Okay, thank you, Aisho. Aisho, does your command structure allow you to communicate with Gino?
Accessing. Yes.
Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that you can relay orders to Gino if needed. Does the ship have any internal defenses that it can activate?
Yes, Captain. Do you wish to engage those now?
Not as of yet, no.
Are there enemy combatants aboard?
There are none.
Checking. All living personnel seem to be crew.
We want to monitor just internal structure, make sure that nothing is, if you notice any deviations from what's now into the future.
I note several old crew that are in the walls, Captain.
In the walls? Clarify, what section?
Checking. In the maintenance bay. They are no longer alive. They had climbed in there, Captain.
In the maintenance bay. Captain Theo?
You'll hear a clinking around of different metal noises and stuff. Yeah.
Theo, did the AI? I show that the AI is letting me know that we have the past crew members in the wall in the maintenance bay.
The what?
Aisho thinks that they climbed in there probably to protect themselves. Maybe they were trying to hide.
The hell's Aisho?
Aisho is our new AI.
Oh. In the walls? Oh, I haven't.
I'm not even sure how you'd get in the wall.
Oh no, you can get in the walls. I used to do that all the time. I just hadn't done that on this ship yet. Oh, fuck! And just to see him. Well, you'll hear him kind of stomp off.
Okay. Aisho, if those bodies begin to move or anything like that, could you please let us know?
Hey, what section?
Aisho, what section?
Theo, move forward 10 meters and to the right.
10
We'll
meters.
find 6 bodies within.
To fucking hell. He'll move over. Okay, I'll begin to unlatch the paneling. Here we go. Oh. Oh, gosh.
Is there a problem, Theo?
Oh, yeah, kinda. There's 6 corpses in here. Oh, fuck. And they look pretty burnt, amongst other things.
Their crew tags emanate that they are the captain and person second officer and their family.
Yeah, definitely family. And he'll see the small, shriveled corpse. Oh boy. Sally.
Yes?
You'll find in the lower left-hand corner of the table over there to the right, you'll find some bags. Get 6 of them out.
All right. They look like I get them out. I'm assuming they're like big, kind of hefty bag sort of things.
Mm-hmm. They're silver in coloration.
All right. I'll get you some. All right. Where should I take them?
Just bring them over to where I'm at.
All right. Okay. Go.
You might want to shield your eyes. It's not a very pretty sight.
I've seen probably. I get over there. I say, "Okay, I've seen worse. I don't know if I've smelled worse."
Captain, I'm reporting no other anomalies. The ship seems ready for duty and battle.
Thank you,
What?
Aisha.
What the hell? Why do we have bodies here?
The past crew that was on this ship before we arrived were under assault by Quay, and, well, most of them died. I imagine that they tried to get away and they died here. I don't know when, but they did. The whole family here.
What does Sally think they died of?
Got the ship, you kind of...
So Sally's looking at the bodies. Does she have a guess as to what killed them?
I'm guessing it's probably they were wounded when they got in there and didn't make it, and then just there was nowhere else to go. They thought they would be safe there for a short time, and it ended up being a long time. It was probably a fairly slow and nasty death.
He looks over at you, his eyebrows arched. I wonder why Pond never picked this up.
Huh. I don't know Pond, but...
That was our ship's AI. She was in control of this vessel for a while.
I know of her. That's the sign I think we might have to ask Pond.
Well...
Would Pond have a reason not to tell us?
Pond's not here right now, and she's not even... I don't even know what's happened to her. We'll have to ask Bryce. He's probably out like a light, too. We'll need to get these bodies out of here.
Yeah. We need to disinfect this whole area.
Theo, I've sent Gino down to your area.
Longveer.
Yes.
There are 6 bodies down here, and it looks like it's the captain and his family, as well as the other captains.
Yeah, Aisho had actually passed that information on to me. I've logged them. If you want to just, I don't know, Theo, do you have time to get them out of there and still get the bombs done?
Oh, the bombs will be very easy to attach. Actually, I've kind of got most of the groundwork done. All I need to do is put some finishing touches on it. We can just put these in the freezer when we're done, just to get it out of the way for now.
Crew, this is Anel. Enemy vessel is accelerating.
Yeah, time is short, Theo. Maybe you can lock them up for now and put the hatch back together and just get things done, and we'll deal with it afterwards.
Roger that. He'll just put the latch right back on, sealing it up.
Captain Esteban?
Yes, Captain. How can I help you?
Esteban, are you still in the medical bay?
Yes, I am.
Is Bryce out unconscious or from injuries or?
I have him quarantined.
Okay, that's smart. Thank you. Esteban, we're going to be engaging soon. I don't know if you're where you feel safest. If you want to, you're a guest of the ship, so if you feel you want to just stay in your room, that's fine. or if you feel like you can help in some way, just let me know.
Well, if there are casualties, I am assuming that my assistance will be needed, so I shall be about in here, and I shall stay within the med bay.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much. As with Colt being unconscious and Bryce being unconscious, we're shorthanded.
As
No problem. If you need my assistance somewhere else, let me know.
Esteban hears the 3D printer start to print something out.
Oh my God, who did we lose this time?
Captain, before you go, Captain, I feel I have the necessity to inform you that the 3D printer has once again activated, and someone else is printing out.
I'll be right down there. Esteban, is there a key number there or anything? Normally it has the name of the person that's being printed out up on the screen.
Let me check. I go over and check the screens near it. Does it have any information as to who's printing out?
The file in question seems to be printing out Kazuko, and there's another file waiting. The next file
it is printing out someone by the name of Kazuko.
Is the other name Lyren?
Yep.
Yes, that is the name of the second one.
Captain of the crew. It appears that both Captain Kazuko and Captain Lyren are being 3D printed as we speak right now. That changes it. Do we still assault and destroy the she-vessel, or do we get the hell out of here?
No, we still assault that she-vessel. They're going to end up attacking us anyways. They're already faster than us. Plus, I'm not going to leave Chompers out there fighting by himself.
Right, that was my concern, is Chompers.
We have a promise.
I am curious, what is the result of these two being printed?
It's the same. It's the same process.
Know who these people are.
Yeah, both. They were the ones that we were going to save from the she. They're the ones that we've been.
So,
why we
are we to assume that they are now dead?
Yes, they are effectively dead, brain dead. Their bodies could be alive, I suppose, but yes.
Not necessarily. They could just be isolated. I mean, I had a chance to scan some of this technology on board this ship, and they have quite the ability to isolate neural activity, it seems like. So they could be still alive, and they were just cut off. We cannot detect the neural activity.
That's fairly fascinating. I'm not sure. We were led to believe that the signal had to be sent from the bodies when they're with range. Though, yeah, I guess if the brain was cut off.
I am just theorizing, really, because of this alien technology that is so prevalent now, it seems like. That's quite possible that they could just be shielded by alien technology. But I am thinking out loud.
Strange symbols start to appear in all of your minds. Light blue, sort of glowing, that flicker and flash. You have no idea what they mean. You probably see about 200 images in the course of a second that just flicker and flash in your head.
What the fuck is that?
And they don't stop.
Captain, there are images flashing. Are you...
Just breathe deep, Theo. Use your meditative mind. Calm yourself. And just kind of section your mind.
I bring up a data screen, like a touch screen, and a pen, and I try to copy them down as best I can.
When Longbeard says that to Theo, Theo turns the comm off and says, "Meditating fucking what?"
Sally also has a microcomputer, right? She can just hit record. It probably records automatically, actually. Maybe you could do something like that.
But would it record her thoughts? I mean, if it's a psychic impression.
What do you think? I'll let you answer that question.
I would have to. It would have to be. It wouldn't be like anything as vague as thoughts, or images, but she could effectively concentrate on an image, like a series of words. Like words would be easiest because that's like text. That's like text, but she basically concentrates on copying them down into the memory, like copying each image and kind of transcribing it. There's a lot of them, so she tries to get as many as she can.
Okay.
The problem, that's the difficulty of it. It's like if it's a thought or just an image in her head, it's a little beyond a computer to just. Computers don't read minds, but they can follow instructions. So she's trying to copy as much as she can in as short a time.
Okay. Has some limitations to the tech. That's fine. Makes sense. But you're just getting these waves of symbols.
For one thing, I don't think you'd want it to be able to read your mind. That's especially something that's hackable.
But you're just getting washed and with these thoughts symbols.
I'm also looking for patterns, anything recognizable.
It seems quite complex. You would need someone who is good at languages to maybe help you out a little bit with that.
She is not. She is not.
Meanwhile, Kazuko is being printed out in the 3D printer. You hear an L over the intercoms. Captain, the moment is arriving. I'm adjusting timetables. 5 minutes.
Theo, where are we with those bombs?
You hear a big, loud shut noise. Shoot! Yeah, she's fucking ready to rip some ass. And then you hear, in the background, a wom, 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 wom.
And then all hell breaks loose.
Yes.
So you're all where you are at the moment. Let's just go through here and describe. So what's the captain? Where is he, and what's he doing and thinking right now?
All right. So right now he's thinking shit that happened way faster than he thought it was going to happen, and he was heading through the doorway to head down to the med bay, but he spins around and just runs over to the captain's chair to get ready.
Okay. Right as you sit down into the seat. Something, it just, time and reality seem to break.
God damn it.
So that's the last thing you remember.
Yeah.
Sally, where are you at the moment?
I was helping to bag up the bodies, I thought.
Okay, so you're bagging up the bodies, you're doing that. What kind of thoughts and feelings do you have right now?
Right now, I'm just more freaked out at the telepathic message, but trying to control it. Basically, she's the type of weird freaks her out. She tries to control it by analyzing it. So, which is why she's trying to copy it down as much as she can. So,
at that moment, you feel all these pinpricks and needle sensations all over your body, and that's the last thing you remember. Esteban, so you're in the med bay. What kind of thoughts and, share what you want to. But, how about you?
I'm just sitting there. I'm just going back and forth between monitoring Bryce, monitoring the 3D printing, just going, fuck, 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 fuck.
As you're going back and forth, the last thing you remember is looking up at one of the monitors and seeing these flashing lights of his life, support system and how his heart rate is and respiration. And then you feel the sensation of something grabbing you by the back of the neck. And that's the last thing you remember. Theo, last but not least.
Okay.
As he's wandering out of the bay at that moment, his thoughts in his mind is fireworks, big explosions, protecting an L. As he kind of clasps his head with his right arm, trying to block out the images as best as he can.
The last thing that you remember is this face that seems to be inches away from you, of 3 dark black eyes, and the slow twisting of a face, and then it just all goes to black.
Damn it, she.
And then things sort of jump start. Your feedback's not very good. There you go. Okay, cool. So there's just sort of like this jump start, this sort of abrupt jerk, a strange moving sensation. Theo, you're in the cockpit. Esteban, you're standing outside of Nell's fighter vessel, looking at it. Sally,
Yeah.
you are laying on the medical table, and it looks like your arm's been removed.
What?
Captain Longbeer, you find yourself, you can't open your eyes for some reason. At least,
Like which arm?
hold on, Sally. So the captain is in the engineering room, and it looks like his arms, looks like you punched into the wall, and you're like elbow deep into electrical systems. You can feel their current flowing through you. Sally, you think it was your left arm. It looks like you're in the middle of an operation. It's pretty strange. Your arm is there. It's connected to life support. It's a living tissue. You're not in pain. And there's no doctor or anybody around you. You're just laying on a table. Well, I guess the doctor is still in the tent. And so is Bryce beside you. It seems like they weren't messed with. So I guess we'll start with Sally.
Okay.
So yeah, you're like mid-operation. There's like yeah.
And what am I operating on?
You're not. You were the operated on. You like you said. You're laying on the table, and it looks like someone was detaching your arm.
Who's here?
Nobody. You're all by yourself.
And what is like the missing arm? Is it just basically just like raw exposed flesh, or is it?
Well, what do you think? Describe it.
I'm still a little confused here. Like, what? We just kind of blacked out, and now it's.
Yes, you are confused. So Sally is on the table. I'm just describing what's happening. Sally is on the table. Her left arm has been removed surgically. It's not bleeding, and neither is your torso, which seems kind of strange at first. But so that's the situation you're currently in.
So wait a second. My chest has been opened.
Yeah, you're. I guess you're naked on the table. There's probably some coverings.
She's like, okay. She doesn't really want to move at this point. She doesn't want anything. She doesn't want to sit up and have anything fall out of her. So, it's like she basically kind of calls out, "Hello." She, like, is anyone here?
The comms seem to be working. Everyone hears it.
How did I get here? Someone's been... Okay, Sally to crew. I blacked out. I woke up in med bay. and I've been operated on. My arm is missing. Well, it's not missing, it's here. It's just not attached to me. And it looks like someone's been I guess examining me. What's the status of all of you?
I'm in the cockpit of Anel's fighter. Where is it? How did I get here?
Crew, have you awoken yet?
ISO, what happened?
You have not been responding to anything I have said.
ISO, what is going on?
Have the guests left yet?
Who?
Your guests.
What guests?
The ones without legs.
Display it on the viewer.
Unable to.
Then recite it. Damn it.
They did things to you. What's that, John? Sorry. We'll go to John for a second.
Sorry, I was wondering if the power was going into me and I'm diverting it, or if I was actually powering something. Since I can do both.
Let's see here. It seems that you were trying to power something.
I'm like, I shoot. What am I powering?
Unknown.
I'm holding a conduit and it's taking all my energy to keep it going.
Anel just turned me back on 10 minutes ago. Your guests. Strange. Unknown.
What about
I've been
Anel?
trying to contact you for 10 minutes. You are now just responding.
Where is Anel?
Checking sensors. She is no longer present on the ship.
Where's the she vessel?
Unknown. Not on sensors. There is a debris field, however.
On screen?
Checking sensors. Quay vessel missing. Unable to locate.
Can you trace? He starts rubbing his head. Trace.
Dio, can I release this conduit?
Yeah, go ahead and release it.
With that longer, lets it go and collapses to the ground.
How about Esteban? What's Esteban doing right now?
He's standing inside the ship bay, just looking at the ship, because he's outside of one of the fighter ships, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You look down.
Is that where he was at? Okay.
Yeah. It seems that you have blood on your hands.
I activate the panel to open the ship.
Okay. You find that Thea's inside of Anel's vessel.
Close the hatch and get out
Hello.
of here. Close the hatch and leave.
Very well. I push.
Thea, you notice that
Very well.
he has blood on his hands.
He pushes the button.
There's like a smear of blood where he opened up the cockpit.
He opens it back up again. He looks them over. Where'd you get the blood from?
I wish I knew. I cannot tell at the moment, as I seem to have blanked out and appeared to be standing right here. Are you okay?
No. No, I'm not.
Can I help you? Can I escort you to the medical bay?
No, go help Sally. She sounded like she needed more help. And then go tend to the captain. I'll be back.
Where are they?
Captain's down in engineering. Sally is in the medical bay. With that,
then I shall go back to the medical bay where I was moments ago.
He will shut the thing and he'll get the doors open.
I turn on my heel and just start walking back towards the medical bay.
Okay. Yeah, you're healing Kizen power, is that true?
No, heal as in HEEL.
Oh, okay. Turn. Okay. Sorry. I was like, I don't think you have healing. All right.
Yeah, I just spin. I spin on my heel. Yeah, I spin on my heel and just start walking back to the medical bay.
Okay. There's this strange sensation of just like a fugue, sort of like this strange tiredness that you're all sort of having. It's obvious that a period of time has passed. Something. You're sore in various places. You look down at your arms, and it looks like you have some cuts on your arms, Esteban. Theo, your right foot is sore, and if you investigate it, it looks like it was removed and reattached. Sally obviously sees what was being done to her. Longbeard, you have cuts on your upper arms that are sort of paining you. But it looks like wherever the cuts were, the skin is sort of like singed shut. It's like something hot had cut through your flesh and cauterized the wound.
Captain DeBryce.
Captain, you hear like the sound of hands reaching out and pushing up against the tent. Sort of like that plastic sheet sort of sound.
Are you okay, Bryce?
I seem fine, Captain. A little groggy still. I'm sorry I reacted that way. I just thought that by plugging myself in, everything would be okay. I didn't want anybody to die.
I think you saved him. I think you did well. Can you access the ship?
No, Captain. Remember, the medical bay is a Faraday cage. I can't. Sorry, Captain. I can't seem to get out of this thing.
All right, just sit tight. Esteban, I think, is heading that way.
Can you have someone else get me out of this?
I need to see Esteban anyway, so I'll start making my way there. Just sit tight, Bryce. Just sit tight.
I can't get out of this thing. You hear like the sound of like punching and.
The captain calms him off, and then Captain to Colt.
Who is this?
It's the captain. It's Longbeard, Colt. Are you okay?
Longbeard. That was some dream.
Are you feeling okay?
I'm a little sore, Captain. Did you guys operate on me?
No, we had an encounter with the She. We're just recovering now, the entire crew. If you can you make your way to the med bay?
Wait, repeat that? I'm inside a tent. Oh, wait. No. Am I in my room? I know. Sorry, Captain, I'm a bit disoriented. How long was I asleep for?
A couple days, I think, from what I remember.
I'll need to be let out, Captain.
Okay, Colt, just sit tight. I'll send someone down there to get you.
According to the computer, what's the date?
I don't think we ever designated an actual year and date, but
Well,
we'll say that it's
compared to what happened
Okay.
before.
yeah. Oh, okay. I'll let you answer that. How many days have passed since you guys were cognizant?
700.
It's up to you, Brian.
I was thinking probably only 2 days.
2 days have passed.
I'm starving. And weak. Longbeard to Theo. Theo.
You get nothing because the ship has left.
Oh, okay. And now the ship has left the.
Yeah, he was long gone.
Okay.
Aisho.
Yes, Captain.
Aisho, is Theo on board the ship?
No, Captain. He has piloted the Hellcat vessel out of the bay.
Oh, fuck me.
Should I have destroyed him?
No. Aisho, can you power up the ship's vessels and keep tracking Theo's vessel?
Powering up. Understood, Captain. Tracking. Should I lock weapons?
No, God, no. Just track him and, Aisho, do you have a piloting system?
Checking. Yes, Captain.
Have us follow the ship at the same speed.
Understood, Captain.
Notify me of any deviations in his flight path, as well as anything that could be denoted as odd.
You'll hear the engines start to warm up, and you feel a brief sensation of movement, and then, it passes.
Thank you, Aisha. And then Longbeard continues to stumble towards the medbay.
Okay. In the medbay, you'll see that Bryce is frantically trying to get out of the tent, and it's a thick plastic. You'll see that there's extra covering. Esteban, you were ahead there too, I believe, right? So we'll say that you guys both get there at the same time.
Well, I said I was. I said I was headed there, but I'm actually heading towards my quarters.
Okay. Well, hold on.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Hold on, Brian. Okay,
So Longbeard comes in.
Hold on.
Hi, Captain. Sorry, I'm a bit of a mess.
All right. Well, hold on a second there, Brian. So Tim, you're headed to your quarters first. Okay.
Yes. I'm walking along the way, and I'm just looking at my hands, at the blood, and I'm just, searching my memories, like, what happened? What happened? What happened? Fuck. And he stops and leans up against the wall and puts his finger on his neck, feeling his pulse. He's like, what's the matter? Did I blank out again? What happened? So he starts sprinting towards his room. Then as he gets into his room, he closes the door and leans up against it, and he starts looking around frantically to make sure everything is in place.
Okay, the one thing that's obvious...
And then he goes over...
...is that Gino is in your room.
I just stop and look at him, completely frozen looking at him.
And he has blood on him. But you don't think it's human blood. It's a strange sort of liquid.
Yeah, that's right, Gino.
Gino.
It seems like he's powered down.
Gino, why are you... Oh, okay. Okay, this is not good. This is not good. This is not good. This is not good. So he goes over to his personal belongings and opens up a case, and he finds a little iron box inside. He opens it up, and he starts rolling around all these little metal tubes inside and starts counting them. He goes, oh, they're all here. They're all here. All here. He pulls one of them out and holds it up to his eye and pushes the button on the back, and a needle comes out, and he slowly injects it into his eye, and some fluid runs out of the tube, and he takes it and he puts it back in the tube. He leans up against the wall and goes, better. Okay. Now, where was I? I gotta go to the med bay. I gotta know what I'm doing. So he opens the door, closes it, carefully wiping the blood off the door with his sleeve, and he just starts calmly walking towards the med bay.
Okay. So the captain does get there first, and Sally is inside. Are you still laying on the table, or have you stood up, leaving your arm there behind you?
Sorry, Captain, I'm a bit of a mess.
Oh my god.
She's kind of... It looks like I've been... They were... I don't know if they were you're curious about me or what, but...
Longbear rushes as quickly as he can. Sally, obviously, Bryce is screaming and yelling next to you. So I run over there and I kind of just open up the tent and pull the covering off.
Let me out. He's really being a baby.
Longbear smiles at that. Like, everything that's going on, he's like, that's...
So you open up the bag, and Bryce is, thank you, Captain. I don't know what he did to me.
Who?
Esteban. I feel horrible.
I don't think he did. The she approached us. We're all waking up from some sort of weird slumber.
The what?
The she.
It kind of sinks in all of a sudden here. None of you have flesh ports.
Well, there's nothing I can do about that at the moment, so I spin around.
What do you mean they've been removed or whatever?
If you look closely, it doesn't seem like they were ever there to begin with.
Yeah, there could be multiple reasons for this.
Wait.
Could be clones of ourselves.
What are the flesh ports for?
That was the sort of like USB sort of tendril that you backed your DNA up in the 3D printer.
Okay.
Tim, I immediately look over to the side where there's a small mirror and look at my face.
And you see some differences.
No reform scars, slight bits of hair growth.
Yeah, you have stubble on your head and your face. No scars.
I kind of just sigh and then start working on Sally. Is her arm anywhere in the room?
Yeah, it was laying right beside her, and the strange
okay.
thing is that it's not bleeding. There's blood in there, and so same thing with the incision on the other side. It almost looks like something happened where it was interrupted.
Okay. I will begin the process of reattaching those pieces. Which is going to take a while. So I grab the bioscanner and then using the shielding to help move everything around, I'll begin the laborious job of reattaching every ligament and vein and nerve.
Okay.
To get her arm back together.
Out of the corner of your eye, you see a flashing red light on the bottom of the 3D printer.
Is Bryce mobile? Is he moving?
He seems to be sort of looking around, and he seems to be helping you. He's handing you tools.
Oh, okay. Bryce, could you check the printer? It seems to be blinking red.
Yeah, sure. Captain.
Yes.
He sort of just like stops and he looks down over the 3D printer. The arms are. We're clones. That's what this all means. Where are we? If we're not... And he sort of reaches up, and there's no computer in the back of his head.
Oh.
And Theo probably realizes too late, or he's so enraged. He looks down and he has two arms.
Okay, this is what happens. All right, he's focused. He's already typed in everything that's going on, and then he, his last thoughts in his mind was that his arm was gone, and then he looks down and he sees a quivering left arm in place, and he keeps pumping it. But then he reaches towards the back of his head and feels around. And he just keeps saying, he keeps typing out to Anel in his mind. Anel? Anel?
Do you,
Anel! And he just starts yelling.
Captain,
Till,
I've done an analysis of the debris field.
What did you find out, Acha?
It seems that there are multiple ships there, Captain. It seems to register as the Chomper's vessel. And unknown other materials.
Aisha, do those unknown materials match up with the materials of our distance scans of the She vessel?
Checking. Yes, Captain, that seems likely.
Captain Theo. Oh, that's right.
Well, he's still in
Do you
range.
think he's in range still? All right, well, I guess I say it, but I don't. Yeah. Captain Theo.
you hear nothing.
Again. That's right.
Probably Esteban has probably gotten to the med bay by now, if he's going there. Or you just shot yourself in the eye.
Yeah, I've gotten there.
Okay. So
Esteban. Oh, good. Thank God. Could you help me sew her back up? She's got a couple other things that need to be reattached. What?
Esteban,
What did you do to her?
do you have any anything that would make you realize you're not yourself? Is there anything that? Well, I guess you had a. Did you have any cybernetic plants?
My eyes and my legs.
Yeah.
Legs.
Yeah, my eyes, my legs.
Yeah. You probably would have realized on the way to the med bay that you no longer have those. Did you?
I don't have any legs.
You have flesh in the plate. Your original legs. Your original
okay.
eyes. Yeah. It probably slowly registers.
Okay.
Is what I'm saying. So.
That's probably why I'm freaking out so badly. What is going on here, Captain? What has happened?
It appears that we've been cloned, so
What did you do to her?
We've died. I didn't do anything. I'm assuming the She boarded us when we were unconscious.
I was never put into your system.
Well,
I was never backed up or downloaded into your system.
perhaps they added a flesh port and then downloaded you? At this point, I don't know. I do know that...
That seems like a very strange thing to do. I don't understand what is happening, Captain. But I'm going to help you reattach these limbs that have been severed.
Thank you, Esteban. I don't exactly understand everything
And I will
either.
trust that you didn't do it. I will trust that you didn't do it. Very well. You notice his hands are kind of shaking.
Yeah. Are you okay? Do you need to take a rest? Or maybe a stim? If you're not feeling well, I can
woke
help
up
you.
and I blacked out. And I had blood on my hands. And I was standing in the cockpit or near the ship of one of your fighter ships. And I have cuts on my hands, and I don't know how I got there. So no, I'm not doing well. And to add, I did stop by my quarters on the way home, on the way here, and Gino is inside of my quarters, and he has non-human blood all over him.
Well, I'm assuming that's actually the She, so he was doing his job.
He's powered down inside of my quarters.
Alright, we'll have to check him out in a little while. Why he's in your quarters. That's strange. So if you're covered in blood, now I'm wondering whose blood is on there. And then with that, he kind of swipes the bioscanner over your hands. And reads the genetic structure of the blood. So, whose blood is it, Tim? Other Tim. Yeah, you can tell us.
It's... okay. It's the
Yeah.
blood of Brian's character.
Okay, so you're doing...
To me?
Yes, Sally. So
Sally?
it appears that you are operating on Sally.
Sally. I did not operate on Sally.
Well, the good thing is, Aisho was awake the entire time. He should have recorded everything that happened. Except for what's in this room.
That is the point in question, though, since it seems like the operation took place in here.
The good thing is that...
Let me examine these incisions. Yes, the good thing.
The good thing is that this can all
I
be...
failed to see any good things, so I could let
Well,
this...
all of the injuries that she has can be repaired, no problem.
We should.
oh, of course.
I'm gonna
of course,
ask
yes,
the
yes.
computer. Ask the computer to scan the ship for dead bodies to see if there's like any us lying around.
I can't do it from I'd have to go outside the room to do it. As soon as we
incisions
finish,
are magnificent.
yes, whoever did it did quite an amazing job. It's a little strange that you have so much blood on your hands.
This is magnificent. It's not only evenly cut, it's cut at a cellular level. I am not seeing any cells that were cut themselves. There's no cellular damage. It's like there were more separation. This is unusual.
Well, I will say this: the next time you touch me this closely, I expect you to buy me dinner first.
What? You expect what? Oh. Well, with these nice incisions, I should be able to attach these quite nicely, quite easily.
Well,
but you notice that his hands are shaking quite a bit.
You know, Longbeard finishes up the left arm, and then Esteban, if you want, I can finish that other side if you want. You look a little shaky.
Yeah, it might be advisable.
Maybe once the adrenaline stops flowing, you'll be better.
Taken aback by this. Yeah, yes. The adrenaline.
Yes.
I'm just taken aback by this situation.
It's completely understandable. And with that, he switches over and begins reattaching. I don't even remember what other parts Sally had missing. Was it your leg, I think, Sally?
I don't remember the leg. I thought the chest
stomach?
had been open.
That's it.
I thought the chest. Yeah, the chest had been opened to some degree.
Chest is open too.
Okay, so I begin knitting the bones first, and then doing the superstructure of the muscles, and then eventually the skin.
And Sally is amazed that she feels nothing during this whole process, and she's wide awake.
This is kind of a weird, horrified
I really would
fascination.
like to see this technology.
As you're looking and moving things around, you do see some strange technology. It looks like it's underneath the gurney. There are 3 tools there. What do they look like? It feels like describing them.
They're actually like handheld tools.
Yeah, handheld tools.
One looks kind of like it's shaped similar to like one of those really fluffy hairbrushes. The ones with the wide ends. Except that instead of little brushes, it has little digital filaments that are sticking out. They seem to be going from different colors, from red to blue, then to green, and then back to red, then blue, then green. And it has several places on the top where you can put your thumb, almost like thumbprint things that you can press. That changes the colors. I have no idea what it does.
Let me guess. How about Brian? Why don't you describe one of the weird tools that are there?
Oh man, I don't know.
Just make something up, man. Be creative. It's all right.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's effectively. It looks like a kind of a, compared to the others, kind of a crude surgical tool. It doesn't look like, it's like you've got, in addition to all the electronic stuff to look inside someone, sometimes you want to like poke around inside physically and look. So this one, it looks like almost like a crude surgical tool, but the grip doesn't seem to be made for a human hand.
And, hey, Tim, how about you describe the last one?
So it's more like...
I'm sorry, Brian, I cut you off. What was that?
No, I'm done.
Oh, okay. You said it was kind of like what?
It's kind of like if you wanted to like move stuff around and you're like, okay, I want to look under that, move that up. So it's
kind of like a scope with little arms that move stuff out of the way.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. And Tim, you want to describe the last tool? Oh, John, you're...
The last one
background.
is this. It's shaped like an...
Oh, John, your background's going crazy again. All right. Go ahead, Tim. Oh. Yeah.
The last one is this green... The last one is this green... Okay. For reals? Okay.
Yeah,
Right,
for
the
reals.
last one is a green orb. It's about the size of a soccer ball, and the bottom of it is flat though, and it's completely smooth like glass, except there's about 6 different round holes like ports, and at one end of it, on the side of it, there's 2 handles that are protruding, and all along the surface of this green orb, you see there's like glowing lines, and there's panels, there's different things, but it's all inside of it. There's not buttons to be pushed. And on the bottom of it, it's completely flat, but when you look at it, you see that there's like rows of red lights, like red spots of light all on it. There's about 12 of them in total.
Okay. So you're all standing around. You've now reattached Sally's arm and closed up her chest. Just say something, John. Maybe that'll fix it.
Hello?
Yeah, just talk for a little bit.
Okay. Sally, are you feeling better?
Physically, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The captain turns, reaches out to the little cabinet, opens it up, pulls down like a bunch of stems. He takes one, injects it into his left leg, grabs another one, injects it into his right leg. And then I gotta go check on Colt. I'll be right back.
You see that Alex is just, he sort of sat down in the corner, and he's been watching all this, and he's not really talking. He's been through a lot in the last couple of days. Well, a couple of days plus a couple of days.
Yes.
I make my way over to the 3D printer, and I'm going to start searching its records.
Okay.
Of recent printings.
You'll see where you were uploaded. You'll see that every single genetic profile that was ever uploaded into the printer was cranked out several times. It seems that 3 is the average, but you've been cloned multiple times. You have no idea what happened to your original selves. Is there anything else you would have noticed? Hazuki Masa, Pawn, Samantha was cloned. Kazuko, Ying, yeah, everybody.
Captain, this is very disconcerting. It appears as if not only was I uploaded into the 3D printer, but everyone who has ever been uploaded has been printed several times.
That is horrible.
Anel and the baby inside of her, she was recently uploaded. So one thing I want to interject here. So the Longbeard's walking, and he's trying to go to Colt. When he gets into Colt's room, there's a young naked girl who is looking at the tent. She looks like she's maybe 12 or 13, and she's trying to get Colt out of the bag.
Who?
She turns around, and her face reminds you of Pawn.
Pawn? Samantha?
Captain, he's trapped. I can't get him out. Can you help me?
Yes, I can. And he kind of walks over, just looking at her, and then noticing that he's just staring at her, and just kind of like focuses on what he needs to do, and reaches out and undoes the bindings on Colt's tent. There you go, Colt. You're all set, man. You can get out now.
As you're letting him out, she does something kind of strange. She just reaches out and like touches your arm, and then there's like a weird smile.
Instinctively, I maybe like shrink back a little bit at first, like, just because something touching me. I'm not used to. I'm like, oh shit, okay. And then I kind of look back at her and just smile.
Captain, I'm going to need some clothes.
Yes, you absolutely are. And he looks over and grabs one of the doctor's lab coats off the wall and wraps it around her, and he says, well, we'll start with this, and we'll get you clothes. Colt, are you okay? Can you take care of yourself from here, buddy?
Yeah. What's...
I would head down to the med bay. We have Esteban is there, and Sally, as well as Bryce. Bryce probably needs some help. Esteban is a competent doctor. He can probably help you out as well.
All right. And then he just sort of stops and looks at the girl, and looks back at you.
I'll explain later.
Yeah, just tell me later. And he sort of walks out of the room and has a little speedy step. So I guess we should probably end the session with Theo, who's piloting quickly away, being followed by Isho and the Okina Turaburu.
Theo is breathing heavily. His eyes are glazed over quite a bit, slightly rocking back in the pilot's seat. He keeps reciting to himself, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Calculating destination. This trail found it. It's Quay remnants. Found it. Found it. And he just punches it.
So, what did you find? There was she fragments and Quay fragments in the.
He found the trail to where they were going to.
Okay.
He calculated it following the Quay vessel's trail, intermixed with the last signals of the she vessel.
Okay, so you're doing that, and one final thing, Ishu, the AI, will say, Captain, how should I refer to you and your clones on the ship? And we'll end it right there.
Oh, Jesus.
Is that silly, huh?
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Rabba-dooba-doo.
Biddy.
Can you say silly dada? You say silly dada? No, I guess not. Okay. All right. So we. Oh yeah, we'll just have an open forum here first. What'd you guys think about today? Who feels like going first?
I want to hear Phil's thoughts.
Okay, we'll start with Phil then.
Gosh dang it. Shakes fist at the sky. Curse you, fate.
Fate equals Tim.
You know what's funny? This whole time I was sitting there thinking, "Oh man, I know what's going to happen. It's going to happen. Something's going to happen to her." But I'll tell you all this much: there's going to be another clone quickly being printed out of that machine of Theo. It's either that or there's going to be a whole lot of death because he's in a Hellcat fighter and he's aiming to do some butt kicking.
How about let's see here. How about Tim? What'd you think about today?
Splendifulous. It was groovy. It was just getting back in the swing of trying to remember who I am, where I was. So I was just spending more time being quiet.
Yeah, you were saying about starting to hate the she just as much as the other players do. I don't think your character has gone through it yet, but they had that sort of like realization that they were being messed with, and then in character they don't remember it, but the characters remember it.
Yes. So as players, we get to hate them. As characters, we're like, who are these guys?
It's Total Recall, but with like Inception thrown in.
Plus, they did that future one where we know that she like attack everybody and kill a bunch of people.
God.
Yeah, the she sort of take over for a while. So there's like this sort of doom that's like hanging over the campaign, which I guess kind of makes sense for a World of Darkness.
Yeah, the sword of Damocles.
I could tell you for the most part that that was a mixed bag of peanuts. That session. That was the going away of Chompers. I'm like, oh, goodbye, Chompers. Everything's going to be nice and fine. I felt like Han Solo for a moment where I was looking back saying, let's blow this thing and get out of here, kid. I was feeling just like that, and I thought, oh, Phil, you shouldn't be feeling that way. You know what's going to happen next. Oh, boy. That was great. I love it.
Yeah, losing Chopper sucked. Again. I feel like I'm the worst captain ever. I've lost more people.
I am happy that Chompers is gone because I was going to talk to the crew about this, but I was going to suggest that he leaves anyways, because Theo would have quickly realized that the rate at which Chompers will procreate, if he has a potential 2 babies and his kid has potential 2 babies, within the time frame, though, keep in mind, it's almost been like less than 2 weeks. And Chompers was already able to give birth. Like, before, like, a month have passed, there would be, like, so many Quay on board our ship. It would be... that's the way I would think about it, at least. There would be so many of them. It would be,
So it'd be trouble with tribbles.
Yeah, well, I mean, we couldn't feed them all. They'd eat us out of house and home. There's not enough bone chips.
Well, apparently they just eat their ship.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he didn't do that.
That's very smart of the Quay. They have edible ship parts.
All right. How about Brian? What did you think about today's session?
I am getting a little. I mean, it was like all of a sudden we were having this thing like goodbye Chompers, and it was like all of a sudden like, whoa, what the hell happened? You know, we were all looking forward to our big moment of triumph of blowing up the she ship, and no.
Well, the thing is, you don't really know what happened, so you don't.
Yeah. We might have blown up the she ship.
Exactly.
Or a piece of it.
Or most of it.
Oh, man, no, jeez. That's going to be...
Or she ship.
Yeah, so next time we start whatever Theo's tracking, we'll have to dig into that. But.
Oh, boy. That's going to be heart-wrenching.
I like to think that Longbear saved him. That's why he had his arm jammed in the...
Yeah, something was going on. You're not exactly sure what.
Yeah, not sure what that is. I mean, I do like the fact that our clones have our Kaizen powers. I always wondered about that, like if we would have them immediately.
Yeah, well, I realized that it was too much paperwork to give you guys all new ones.
yeah, that's smart. That's smart.
Yeah, maybe this is because I actually hadn't started developing mine yet, so maybe this is the trigger that does it. Who knows?
Well, yeah, I guess in character, but you do know that you have that whole thread, right? All your powers, right?
Yeah, but I hadn't really role-played starting it. But
okay.
In character, this could be the trigger that... But it's kind of like, because it's one of those things that... I don't mind doing the narrative control thing, but it almost seems like cheating to just suddenly give myself powers, you know? Because I haven't really done, you know?
Well, I try to tell you at the start, they manifest whenever you want them to. At whatever rate you want them to. So that's totally in your control.
There's nothing saying that Sally doesn't work on it when she's not on screen either.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Longbeard, when I first started learning the electricity, like if I wasn't in screen, I tried to think like, what would he be doing? Like if all of a sudden I could detect electricity, what would I start doing? You know. And once I could spark, then I was just like, how much spark can I do? You know. I don't know what your power is.
I think I'm getting electrical and cold.
Oh, electrical. Yeah.
Is it electrical or is it, I thought it was something else. Telekinetic? Yeah, telekinetic, I thought. Because you got a little bit of...
that's Lyran and Kazuko's combination?
Yeah, I think he had, one of each.
I mean, telekinesis would work well for you. Maybe martial arts.
Maybe it wasn't. I can't remember. Disruption, maybe? Whoop. John, your thing is going crazy. Oh, there you go. It's like whenever you're not talking, it seems to go crazy for some reason.
It's kind of a creepy sound. I'd like to get a recording of that.
Yeah. There you go. You just killed it. You ate the sound. Less easy, buddy.
That's weird. Is it like lingering on my last note and just stays in the microphone?
It starts out quiet and gets really, really loud.
Yeah, it sounds like static background, and then it just gets louder and progressively louder. Like it was drowning out everything.
So it really is. It's feedback. It's basically the sound being perpetuated over and over again.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
I mean, these are my new Turtle Beach headset. I can't imagine that I have it programmed wrong.
Well, it's kind of weird too. Like Tim's headset seems to have weird feedback things. Except this time it's not as bad as last session, so that's good. I don't know if you changed anything, Tim. I think Tim's muted.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm usually muted, so I don't know if it was me.
That happens to me so many times.
Let's see. Sit down. Okay. Is there, I was kind of thinking, it's like, well, you guys know that the She have your bodies, and I was trying to think, well, how can I work that into the campaign and just not have it be like the end, you know what I mean? So I was like, well, we'll just do it this way, and I'll let you guys figure out what happened slowly.
Yeah. The best part is that Gino got one. That makes me happy.
There goes again, John.
Okay, whew.
Okay.
Sorry.
There it is. Yeah, maybe just... John, just mute it again, buddy. All right, yeah, I don't know. It's maybe we should just kill the call here in a couple seconds. Is there any final thoughts that anybody wants to throw out there before we quit?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be blogging about this one. This is good.
Yeah. Sally didn't have much cybernetics, but she's sad to lose the one she had. You know.
Theo's like horrified. That's his arm. He needs that back.
That was part of it.
I already know what he's going to do when he gets back. He's going to get that son of a bitch installed.
Well, I mean, you guys have the the other 3D printer, and you can print out whatever you want, really. So.
Oh, he wants the original.
Let's see here. But yeah, so the idea was that basically, you know, those forward sort of visions of being impaled on She devices and stuff is happening right now.
Nice.
So, and then you're still not sure. I mean, in character you don't know this, but those flashbacks you guys were getting, or like those visions, are you still in it or not?
Oh man, it's getting puzzling now.
So you don't know if you're in the dream now, or if your other selves were in the dream, or is this you're different people now? So.
Oh hell yeah.
So
the whole time I was rocking back and forth in my chair, mimicking what I was doing in the pilot seat.
The physical manifestations of your character.
Yeah. But then, I was quiet for so long, I was like, maybe I should stop doing this. Wasting my energy.
John's saying maybe we have multiple timelines because of the quantum effect of the bombs.
Oh man, that'd be so awesome.
You're another reality.
We're all going to interact with our own reality, ourselves from other realities. That'll be fun.
But we have some possibilities for next time. But you guys have figured out that there's some clones on the ship. You're not exactly sure how many. The captain is known to be one. Pawns on the ship. Pawn/Samantha. We didn't get to ask if Ishu could do a scan or anything, but yeah, there's some possibilities for next time. So. All right. Okay, guys. I'm gonna get some dinner ready, so hopefully we'll see everybody next week.
Yep, I'll get the
All right, sounds groovy.
What's it called? The recap up when it gets uploaded, and I'll get some more audio blogs out. I'll get the Quave map done over the weekend.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, guys. Hopefully you had fun. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, guys.
Yep. See ya.
All right, hasta la vista.
Oh, John, you're asking a question. Sure, you can add medicine Quay to your specialties. That works. And the Quay language, yeah, sure. It goes for everybody.
Nice.
All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.
See ya.